We are live. Thanks anybody who checks this video out in the DVR type of way. We get a lot of people who do that. Like there'll be like 15 viewers and then get like 300 views afterwards. So I thank you for watching. Is that me? Oh shit, I'm getting feedback. Hold up. All right, there we go. All right, so unfortunately, guys, tonight Moods and Jeremy could not make it. Kind of, you know me, I'm poorly planning these things, but in the future, maybe even tomorrow, all three of us are going to try to get on, so you might get a bonus one tomorrow. But tonight, I got Jerry from Kill the Cast with me. I put his channel link in the description below. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely do so. He is a co-host on Married with Children podcast, as well as he hosts the Kill the Cast podcast, which is a great show. I've been on it before. And also you just launched a new spin-off show.
Yeah, I've got two coming. We just started doing commentaries, which are going to be on like creature feature commentaries. So because I like to name everything, I decided to call it KFC. Creature feature commentaries.
Creature with a K.
Yeah, creature with a K, because it's 1999 and that's what's hip.
Yeah, I like it. It's not bad. I thought it was a good name. I clicked it and I was at work, so I couldn't really watch it, but I checked it out for a second, and that's how I envisioned the commentaries with us. You know, I assume you use the same editing software that I use to put it together.
That I do.
That's kind of, we want to do that eventually. There is a perk on Patreon that allows people to pick a film for us to do a commentary on, and we're kind of just waiting for that. It's a newly launched perk. So have you announced your second spinoff show yet?
Yes. So the other one is, I'm sure a lot of you know Horror Pack. You know, 22 Shots are affiliates of it. You can do 22 Shots link for it and get some money off your first Horror Pack. And if you do like Horror Pack, well, me and Carly, which is JP's friend who does Netflix and chill with him, her and I are doing Horror Pack every month. We're going to review the box and review one of the movies in the box. And our first episode will come out this coming week. And we're going to review Hatchet 3 because Carly didn't get the box because she made a mistake.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I when you told me that idea, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I can't believe I didn't think of that, because that seems like an idea that I would have thought of, just knowing the type of things that I try to do. But I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't heard of any podcast that exclusively does Horror Pack, so a once a month show. I know you guys are going to attempt to review the I guess what the exclusive title.
Yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna review the exclusive title every month. This one, our first one, since Carly didn't get it, only I review the exclusive. But since it came with Hatchet 3 and we both had Hatchet 3, we just decided to review it since it was in the box.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I like the idea. Also tonight, if anybody joins us, we'll also be answering any questions that you guys have. Post them in the YouTube chat. I see we have a few people. Lucas, Yo, Black Phillip. What's up, Black Phillip? Lucas says, hey, I thought I was the only one here. I was about to start talking to myself. Andy's in the chat. What's up, Andy? I love that final chapter poster. Jerry, Black Phillip likes your final chapter poster. I like it too. That's I almost got that tattooed on me at one point. I really like that poster. I love that knife with the mask and the blood and stuff. It's one of my favorite Jason images. Also, if anybody actually wants to join us video wise, feel free. We'll send you a link.
Had a artist make this for me. It's when Kill the Cast first started. It's the mask with a knife and Kill the Cast at the top. Yeah, done on a black background. I love, dude. To me, that's like the best Friday the 13th poster ever made.
Yeah, they're not great. Like the first two are solid. And I recently seen an Elm Street version of that where they do the silhouette with Freddy's silhouette instead, which I thought was pretty cool. Little spin on it. The part 5 poster is like atrocious.
Yeah, the part 5's. I do like part 8's poster.
Yeah, I do like it. It's not a great representation of the film, but it's it's cool. Yeah, I do have one tattoo I got when I was 13. It's nothing special, it's just a little cross on my arm. I've always wanted to start a sleeve, but I'm so indecisive that I'm not a good person to get tattoos, honestly, because I just get so like I always say, like, well, what if I grew out of horror one day, you know? Because obviously I'd want a horror tattoos, horror sleeve or something. And then I think about it, I'm like, I've literally been into horror since I was like 2. So like, it's ridiculous to think that way.
And here's the thing, like, you don't have to get a tattoo for it because it needs to last forever and you're gonna like that forever. It can represent a chapter in your life that you're gonna fondly look back on. That's how I've always looked at it.
For it. Yeah, that's you know, it's a story of who you are. You know, you look back and all the memories of when you were you know, that age that you got the tattoo, things that you were into, things that you were doing. Yeah, that's a good point. And people always tell me like, oh, dude, when you get old as hell, like all the tattoos are gonna look bad. And I'm just like, dude, when you're old as hell, everything looks bad anyway. And honestly, think about it, right? If you go into a doctor's office and you sit down next to somebody and there's like a little old lady with like, you know, looking like she just came from church, and another old lady that's covered in tattoos, like, I would rather talk to I think the tattooed lady would be probably more interesting. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Lucas says that he wanted to apologize again for that post. Dude, I didn't take any offense to it, honestly. Like, I kind of, I don't think you said anything that was like too like negative or anything. Jeremy reacted viciously because he thought Moods was being attacked and stuff. Here the post was even more about me anyway. Like, that stuff doesn't bother me that much as long as you're like not completely disrespectful and, you know, calling me an asshole or something, which that's fine too, but it's just how you do it. So no, it's all good, homie. No, nothing but love. Austin, hey, where is that one kid that was on the last stream? You mean Jeremy? Yeah, he's not available tonight. He was working. But those of you who are watching or will watch and don't know Jerry but do know the podcast, this is the Jerry, the Hall of Fuckers Jerry that Jeremy picked a fight with. And just it's sad because Jeremy picks a fight with this guy, and like metaphorically, Jerry's like a giant ass bully who just keeps knocking Jeremy down, and Jeremy like continues to like talk shit. So it doesn't work too well. Yeah, Carly actually bought me this jacket, honestly. So yeah, I think it's pretty dope too. So yeah, we got 6 viewers now, 6 whole viewers. That's awesome. 7. Now we have 7. We've been up to like 30 before, but Friday nights are typically bad nights with these. Anybody who's like checking it out, who's checked it out before, you guys know the deal. It's chill, laid back. We don't really do like a show or anything. It's just kind of hanging out and talking. Carly's on. I'm a G.
No, your cat is.
It is. Black Phillip, he said he loved the new podcast. Thanks, homie. It was a hike. It was like 7 hours of recording.
Where am I? I think I'm at the tail end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning in the review. And I gotta say, man, I don't think I'm ever going to disagree with what Mood said. Just anything Mood says, I'm just gonna agree with. Cause like he won't even let you finish this sentence. He was like, holy shit, like between last episode with him like fucking up Jeremy and then this episode, like he didn't fuck you up, but like he was almost like trying to beat you down just so you would just like give up.
Dude, he's gotten like way more competitive in his arguments, like from past episodes where I've been just like really dominant. Like he gets into it now, and I mean that's something that kind of separates our show from like a lot of other shows, is like we don't really care if we hurt each other's feelings in a way. Like we're always respectful, we're always homies at the end of the day. After the show's done, it's almost like a boxing match, right? Like it's like you throw your jabs and you do this and that in the match, but then we have respect and love after the match. It's always been that way. I've never had a situation where with Moods where I've come away and been like pissed off like after the show or anything like that. We're usually laughing after the show about what we had said and shit like that. So it's pretty cool. Moods is Moods is like, and honestly, this goes for all three of us, really. We've come a long way from when we started in 2013. Like we're very different people. We take in films differently than when we started. We review differently. Our critiquing is different. It's just it's almost crazy because it's almost like a half decade since we've started this show. And honestly, we even did a show before this show. It was called Burial Grounds. A lot of people don't know about that. It was like this. It was a live stream version. So yeah, 6 hours. I can't ever get back. Oh, come on, Andy. You know you love the show. Andy's a long time listener. Don't front. Black Phillip says, y'all ready for October? I can't wait to see the films everyone will review. Listen, dude, I normally go into October with about 10 pre-recorded videos for my 31 Days of Horror, and I still fail. This year, I literally have none pre-recorded. Like, well, I'm going to fail so hard this year because I'm also doing
fair, all your prep time got ruined by personal life stuff. So you kind of get a pass on that because I remember before August started, you and I were talking about like all your plans to get ready to knock out October.
Mm-hmm.
And literally August came around and was like, hey, have y'all heard about this fun joke called Fuck JP? And then bam.
Yeah, dude. I've been kicked in the balls repeatedly over the past like couple months, and it sucks too because it honestly, this is not the first time. Like, it seems like the month that I enjoy the most is like October, and I really like November with the tie-in month, and December, like, because it's Christmas. I love Christmas, but like it seems like right around this time every year, like something bad happens to me, and it really is annoying. But this time was just like a whirlwind of badness. So yeah, I mean, I'm still going to attempt to do the 31 Days of Horror. I actually watched my first movie for that. I'm going to record the video, and honestly, I'm off Sunday and Monday, so I'm really going to see if I can get a couple ahead there. And what sucks kind of is we're actually doing Child's Play next week too. So I have to watch like 7 of those. So that should be fun. I like Child's Play, but I'm just saying I won't have a ton of time for other reviews. JA says he kind of wanted to see the new Leatherface despite mixed reviews. I recommend checking it out, whether you'll like it or not. There are mixed reviews. I won't say what I thought of it, but I think that a lot of people would like it. Edgar says, trust me, don't. Black Phillip, check it out. It's different but better than some of the other TCM movies. What up, boy? It's the other JP. Child's Play podcast. Yeah. When are you doing Umberto Lenzi? Is Lenzi on this year?
I don't know. All the Italian names sound the same to me.
Yeah. Oh, Lucas says, you looking forward to reviewing Ernest? No, I'm actually not.
Yes, you are. Everyone go into 22 Shots and vote Ernest Scared Stupid, because we need to push 22 Shots. When they give us a chance, we need to be pushing them in uncomfortable directions, because me personally, as a listener, I want to see what happens when y'all review a not typical 22 Shots review.
Yeah. And I kind of understood that, because we've actually talked about doing like a PG episode or like a kid-friendly episode just to spice it up. Like that's the one thing that I think is cool about 22 Shots is like our spectrum of things that we'll cover is so wide. Like we really will cover like about anything. Like we've covered the Howling franchise, for Christ's sakes. We covered Deliverance. We've covered lesser known films like Centerfold Girls, and we've done the Warlock films. Like no other podcast that I knew of at the time did the Warlock trilogy. We did shit, dude. I mean, we've done such weird like we've done shot on video shows and all that stuff, and it's cool. Like we review bad movies sometimes, but we review great movies sometimes. I like the mix of things that we cover. It's a lot of fun. So I'm surprised we're probably reviewing Ernest, but it's at the same time like I'm not against it. Like I've seen it before. I've seen most of the Ernest movies when I was a kid. I really liked them. But it's been years. It's too much work to do 31 days. It is a lot. Like I used to edit, like the last 2 years I edited and add music and stuff. But like this year I'm just doing flat out basic reviews. Next year I have a fantastic idea that I explained to Carly and she thought it was even kind of genius. And I just don't have the time this year. I would really need like a 2-month prep for that. But next year, my 6th year, I'll definitely work on that. It's almost like a storyline, kind of. If just to give a little tease. I get burned.
Carly and get the idea so I can do it this year.
I get burned out on horror sometimes. Dare I say it? Not me. I never get burned out on horror. I've been almost exclusively horror for like 4 years, dude. Andy, you need to do more live streams. Andy, yeah, I used to always watch Andy's live streams. Ready to start some now, though, after a break. Austin says, Jay, I hear you. Call of Chucky was really good, but that put that shit on pre-order. Yeah, we're going to be covering it next week, so it should be fun. If anybody has any questions, ask away for me or Jerry or both of us. Also, I got this in the mail today. I got Red Christmas, which I'm excited to check out. D. Wallace might actually pop up on the 31 Days of Horror. So Blu-ray from Artsploitation Films. They have not sent me anything in a grip, so it's really cool to see them kind of back on it. And their titling is so awful. This one's Artsploitation 52B. What does that even mean? Like, because they released like a bunch, and then a company called Film Rise released a bunch of theirs, and they weren't numbered, but then Artsploitation continued to number them after they started releasing their own films, so there's a huge gap of missing numbers. It's ridiculous.
I got a great Blu-ray in from Germany yesterday. Stephen King's Silver Bullet.
Werewolf and Tucker Mills.
Tucker Mills. But I pre-ordered this like 2 months ago when it popped up on Amazon Germany. I can't wait to watch that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've got the hardback book over there, Cycle of the Werewolf. I love it. It's one of my favorite werewolf movies.
If you listen to Corey Feldman's book, he mentions that movie was the first time that Corey Haim was molested.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? That's like, I was actually reading something that he said about how many people are getting, like how many young actors and actresses are getting molested in Hollywood. And it's just like,
he said that pedophilia, it runs rampant in Hollywood back in the 80s and now. Like, and he, like, that book is probably one of the best books I've ever read. I got the audio book and he reads it, and it was amazing, like the insight like he gives. He was molested a bunch too, and it's fucked up, man. It's pretty crazy. Silver Bullet is the shit. I haven't watched it in a long time. I've only seen it one time, but I did like it. Gerald's Game, yeah, I actually want to get to that. I'm actually hoping to do that on Netflix and chill when we return. Hopefully that would be pretty cool. So yeah, Gerald's Game seems to be getting some good reviews, and I was always interested in that one.
Trailer looks really good.
I don't watch trailers, but unless they're in the movie theater and I have to. But yeah, I've heard decent things. I'm excited for 1922. Really, that's a movie that I am really excited about. So, what is up with your boy Jay? KFC blocking me.
I don't know. I don't know. He was just like, because I was like, who wants to come be guest on, or who do y'all want to hear? JP's like, yo, I'm down. Which I'm like, JP, do you even have time to watch a creature feature movie?
Probably. It's
he was like, yeah, I don't have to do any prep for that show. I just show up.
Yep.
And I was like, hold up, wait a second. JP can get all up in this KFC bucket. I want JP. I'd pick a specific movie for JP. Like, I know the next one we're gonna do is Critters We do not have a guest for it yet. Then after that, we're gonna do
this long list of people that is there.
No, I have I had one person. I've got one person that I've picked for an episode, and I'm gonna have Dan Chase come on and do Carnosaur.
Okay.
Because he's never seen it. He gives me so much shit for it. I'm gonna come make him see it.
Critters is fun. I like Critters.
I love Critters.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I recently watched it for a 1986 show. Missed my top 10, but it was high up there. Yeah, I like. Oh, so these are only creature features. I didn't even realize that. Well, I mean, I did, but I kind of didn't think of it.
I'm gonna try, like, at least for the beginning, I'm gonna focus on creature features, but eventually, I'm gonna have to like spread out. But yeah, for the start, I want to do creature features. So
you know what would be a good, like 3 back-to-back episodes?
What?
These 3.
The Feast movies? Yeah, they would be.
Have you seen them?
I actually have never seen them, and because I didn't know they were creature features.
Oh, they would be great for that.
This year, someone told me, and I got the first movie on Blu-ray, so I'm watching it in October.
It's like, all right, the first one is actually like a really good movie, but it's a great creature feature too. Yeah. The second 2 are like a huge step down, but they're ridiculous. So they're fun. There's tons of naked ladies in them in the sequels. Like a couple characters are literally topless the entire movie. Like they don't have clothes.
Did you see that post that Deborah Voorhees posted today? I don't know if you're in her Facebook group. I think
I am, but I don't think I've seen the post. What's the post about?
She actually posted today asking people to take a survey about how they feel about nudity in horror movies. Like, do you want it? Do you not want it? Does it make it better? Like all this stuff. And I thought that was very, very interesting, like to think about, because there's like, it's almost like people want an R-rated horror movie for 2 reasons: a lot of gore and nudity.
Yeah.
And it's like they just go, like, nudity almost seems to go hand in hand with horror movies. And it makes me think, is that one of the reasons that like the general population looks down on horror movies, or like why we always get snubs when it like comes to award shows and stuff?
I mean, it's definitely possible. I think that her asking that question in her group is silly. Why? 90% of the people were in there because they like their boobs.
90% of the people in there have masturbated to her boobs as a kid.
Yeah. So Lucas says you should check out the documentary Masters of Horror on YouTube. It's really good. It's hosted by Bruce Campbell. I've seen it before. It is pretty cool. Yeah, and some fucking cussing. Yeah, we also like that.
I don't cuss, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, dude, there's tons and tons of creature because I actually like that you picked Python for your first one. I used to love that movie growing up.
It's not a bad movie. Like it's not great, but it's entertaining. It keeps going. It never really gets boring. Like that's the thing. Like it's almost like you kind of have to just know going into a creature feature that you're not talking highbrow here.
Yeah.
It's a little step down, and you got to accept that. Speaking of that, how about that Piranha 2: The Spawning coming on Blu-ray?
I've actually never seen it. I've owned it forever though.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. That's my favorite James Cameron movie.
Oh yeah? That's stupid.
It's mostly because I don't like most of his other movies.
But with the creature features, you can literally do like any animal as well. Like that opens you up to like a ton.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite kind of creature. I actually prefer the natural creature features over the like monster creature. Dude,
when you guys get into some bug ones, I'm totally down. I love bug horror movies.
Oh god, what should we do? We could go classic and do like Empire of the Ants, or we could go like Mosquito.
Mosquito is one of my favorites. I recently watched it again. Ticks, if you can get a hold of that one's really awesome.
Oh, I'll try to do that. What I'm trying to do is get them on DVD where they have subtitles, so I can rip them with the subtitles. So when people are watching the commentaries, they can still read what's going on. Even
I like that idea. That was a good idea. I noticed that right away. I was like, that's good.
Jason Lloyd, he suggested it, and I was like, that's brilliant. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, totally. I like the idea of doing the creature features. I like there was one movie that is actually not too bad. It's called like Infested. It's also known as like Creepy Crawlers. The only problem is a lot of those insect horror movies are like so low budget DVD releases that like they probably don't have subtitles.
Yeah, I don't know. My Python did. Let's see. Does King Cobra have it? Because I want to do King Cobra. Does it have subtitles? What is this shit? It doesn't even say. It doesn't say. By the way, guys, if you have never seen King Cobra, you need to see it because the Chiodos brothers do the special effects, and they were the special effects people behind Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah,
and
those
it's got
that
Mr.
movie's actually
Miyagi.
deceptively decent. Like you would think it was shit, but it's actually pretty cool. I've seen
Oh,
that
dude,
before.
King Cobra's like, if you take out Anaconda, King Cobra is probably my favorite out of the giant snake movies.
I love giant snake movies. I wish more people would make them. I love snake movies in general. I used to like there was one that I always used to watch with William Catt when I was a kid. This is a more realistic one. It's just about a bunch of rattlesnakes that like infest this like Texas town. It's called
Yeah.
Rattlers or Rattled or something like that. Um, those are fun. I was like really into like nature attack movies when I was a kid. They used to always
Oh,
show
me
them on
too.
like TNT and
Hey,
TBS and stuff like
dude.
that.
Oh, yes. Like, have you seen this one? Komodo?
Yeah, I've seen
I
that
love
one.
this.
They
I
used
saw
to
this
right
one
there
when I was
that
a
one on
kid.
Sci-Fi.
Yep.
Yeah, I was always into like reptiles, crocodile movies, all that shit. They're fun. Now
Yes.
they're just ridiculous with their like. See, I like the ones that tried to be a little serious. Those were my favorite ones.
That's
Like,
me. I don't like I don't like what they've become, like, especially with shark movies, what they become
yeah,
like, don't get me wrong. Like, look at the Shark Attack trilogy. The first two Shark Attacks take themselves completely serious, and then the third one takes itself serious up until you actually see the shark.
yeah,
Then it just goes crazy. But I'm with you. I want my creature features to be serious. I know they're going to be campy and a
yeah.
little bit,
Mhm.
and that's fine.
But let
I
that
want
happen naturally. Don't try to camp.
exactly. That's what I like. That's why I love creature features. Like, and there
Mhm.
are some that are amazing. Like Alligator from 1980 is one of the best
Mhm.
creature features ever
That
made.
was one of my favorites growing up. I used to watch it. I haven't seen it in years because it doesn't have like a good DVD release that's
I got a
cheap.
digital copy of it if you need it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna wait. I have a feeling it'll get released eventually.
I think
Um,
doesn't
they
Lionsgate
did,
have
but
it?
I heard they don't own it anymore or something like that. I have to see. That would be a great Vestron title if they do, though. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
would.
loved Alligator was one of my favorites growing up. Like they would always show Alligator and Alligator 2 on what's that, the Mutation or something.
Yeah,
They
Alligator
would
2 The
show it on
Mutation.
Sci-Fi all the time. And then like Toby Hooper's Crocodile isn't terrible.
Yep. Yeah. Have you seen Orca?
Yeah, I own it. I reviewed it in one of my old 31 days, I think.
I love Orca. That's Orca and Alligator are like behind Jaws. Those are my favorite creature features.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Orca, honestly. Like I would probably need to rewatch it. I like Piranha a lot, the original.
Yep. I'm a fan of most of the Piranha movies. I like Piranha. I like Piranha 2 The Spawning. I remember liking the 90s remake, but I can't remember fully off the top of my head. And I liked the two newer ones that came out because they were just kind of goofy and fun.
Yeah, what is that? Let's see. Yeah, Tix, Ron Howard, his brother. Yeah, Clint Howard is awesome. Kingdom of the Spiders, great movie. Mimic was all right too. I agree. Silent Predators, decent made for TV snake film. Yeah, I remember that one. Alligator takes place in Africa. That's Prime Evil. Grizzly for the win. Love Grizzly. 18-foot
Grizzly's
Grizzly.
good.
Yeah, I haven't seen Grizzly, but it is released in '76, which is our next top 10. So
Yeah.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it next year.
It has a Blu-ray release, but I want to say it's out of print and it goes for like $50, I think. Somewhere around there. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it was like who released that? Like Scorpion or something, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so many cool creature features out there. I really like, I don't know. Would you consider like stuff like Leprechaun or like
No.
Rumpelstiltskin or like Blood Gnomes
Here's the
creatures?
thing. No, because now when it
What
comes
about
to creature features, when you get into the monsters, the way I look at it, if that monster has too much of a human element, it's no longer in a creature feature. Leprechaun can talk to you in full Irish English. To me, it doesn't count. Just like because the Wolfman is not a creature feature, it's a monster movie, not
yeah?
a creature feature. Just like I wouldn't put a Godzilla movie in a creature feature category.
Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, Leprechaun would not count it because at that point you're saying everything is a creature feature, just like the guy who told me that Evil Dead is a slasher. It's like
That
no,
was crazy. In what way? I mean, I could see argument for some movies that people say, but like Evil Dead is.
He was saying that he was using it as a generic term because there are people who think everything in horror is a slasher. Kind of like how if I ask you for a medical strip, I wouldn't say, "Can I get a medical strip?" I'd be like, "Can I get a Band-Aid?" Or, something like that. And he was using it like that. And I'm like, okay, but that's only for people who call every video game a Nintendo. That's not for, if you know what you're talking, if you know anything about horror, you know it's not a slasher. And if you're because this was not posted in a horror group. I posted something in the Every Time I Die group that I'm in. I was like, what's everyone's favorite slasher series? And like he was giving me shit because there was no Evil Dead on there. And I'm like, it's not a fucking slasher. I barely wanted to put Hellraiser on there.
Yeah. Hellraiser 3, maybe.
Yeah, Hellraiser 3, but like I don't know. I don't want to put Hellraiser 1 and 2 as slashers because to me they're not. I see how 3 definitely could be. But even then, I'm still kind of like, I don't know.
They're only labeled as slashers because like the iconic character that Pinhead is fits like right along with Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just you're right, because when you start looking at like all the icons, 90% of them are from slashers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of weird. I know what you mean about like, I remember when I was a kid, like people wouldn't say like, if they had like a Sega Genesis at home, they would be like, want to come to my house and play Nintendo, you know?
You get there and it's a fucking Sega Genesis and you're like, what the fuck?
Like Nintendo just meant video games to people back then.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was like the first of its kind, really, to popularize the home console. Let's see here. Dogs is great. Yeah, Dogs all right. Dogs is actually the very first film I reviewed on my very first 31 Days of Horror. Cannibal Apocalypse is $50 on Amazon. Jeez. Mood's talking about midget vampires called ankle biters. Oh man, that's funny. I remember that kind of. Haha, I saw that. Evil Dead is demon possession. Simple as that. OG Hellraiser isn't a slasher though. It's pretty strict on what I consider a true slasher. Yeah. The Redeemer. I have not seen that.
No,
have you?
No, never. There's so many like slashers that it's so easy for someone to make a list of top 5 slashers, and there's a good like 60-70% chance that I've never seen them because there's so many. If they try to make a real list of never seen slashers, and not just be like, oh, unheard slashers, Friday the 13th Part 5, and it's like, no, like how often does that happen when you like make a post and you're like, hey, give me some hidden gems of horror movies, and they give you like The Exorcist 3.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, like give me something that's not in a known franchise. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think that well, like we had that conversation on the podcast where I think that a lot of people who listened, I mean, go to Shockwave's group. It's probably the most mainstream like horror fans ever in that group. Because they've just masked a very mainstream audience. I think that most hardcore horror fans, I mean, there are hardcore horror fans in that group, but Carly says can't stop staring at Jerry's cat being sleepy as fuck in the background.
Yeah, he's been there the whole time. He's usually up here whenever I record, and then he does this. He grabs my shirt with his claw and brings me back to pet him.
Where's Cast versus Horror 2?
I have a script written. I have footage of Cass. I just have to film my parts.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you this. It does involve Friday the 13th Part 4.
Oh shit.
Because I wrote 2 scripts, one for Dog Soldiers, and while I was writing it, I was like, I think this idea will work better on Friday the 13th Part 4. So okay. I did it.
That's fun. I like those. I hope you keep doing them. They're pretty cool.
I want to. Cass doesn't really care, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I give him treats and catnip to get him to stay up in the cat tree.
That's funny. So, let's see here. What's up, Jera?
Jera? I don't know. It's funny that like my name is said on every episode of 22 Shots since episode 100 or 101. One of the two.
Wow.
And since then, my name is said on every single show. And oh snap, it's JP2. How did you notice me first? Cass, what are you doing?
Hey, what the hell? Where'd my chat go?
Where did your chat go?
Oh snap, JP2. I'll be right back. I gotta peek.
All right. Carly, I told everyone about Horror Pack and that it's dropping. Our Horror Pack show is dropping this upcoming week. And it's going to be good. This is Mike from Evil Episodes. This is just a random Google account I must have created a long time ago that defaults for YouTube. Jike Spingleton? What is that even from? Like that is, like, where did you even get that as an idea? My cat wants all the attention right now, guys. So everyone say hi to Cass. If you haven't seen the Cass v Horror video I did, check it out. It's hilarious. Jike Spingleton from Fear of a Black Hat. I've never even heard of that movie. I'm not sure why anyone would be afraid of a black hat. And yes, my cat does rule.
Oh, it's Mike from Evil Episodes. What up, Mike? This is Mike, by the way, this is how I would like to do post UFC shows if I ever get a chance to. MMA Cast is kind of on hiatus right now, but
how many podcasts are like not exactly active, but you plan on to keep moving forward with them? So 22 Shots,
Netflix and Chill,
Married with Children,
and
which we miss you,
Vestron. Yeah, I was working on one of those, but it's so hard. It takes so much prep.
Oh, dude, I'm sure having to go through all those special features.
Yeah. It just sucks because if you take a break, you forget everything. So it's like you have to end where you've like recorded everything that you were gonna talk about, kind of like that you had prepped for.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Kenneth still wants to do the Frozen episode. So I've been
maybe December.
Oh yeah, let's do it in December. Let's do that. I can't.
Plus December's like our last slow month for 22. It's like our next slow month. Like we're doing 5 episodes in October.
That's crazy.
Another 4 in November with 3 films each on those. And then
because November is Italian month, right?
Yeah. So we have so this month we're doing the Coffin Joe trilogy.
I can't wait for that.
Or Sunday.
I fucking love Coffin Joe.
And then Child's Play, and then a Patreon show, and then our Ernest show.
Yeah, boy.
And then the Saw franchise.
Yeah. Oh, we have a question. Carly would like to know if you cleaned out your vagina after peeing there, buddy.
No, and I didn't wash my hands.
And he didn't wash his hands. So, Carly, don't let him touch you. stay in your weak ass hood so that he doesn't.
Let's see, what else do we have here? Is what
JP looks like the Bloodhound Gang lead singer right now. Can you please tell us the roof is on fire?
we don't need no water, let that motherfucker burn.
Mike,
Burn,
I'm waiting for JP to bust out with that
burn.
untiff. I can't wait for this Ernest show.
I need to find a new vagina. It's hard to rhyme word like vagina.
Speaking of rhyming, that's a thing we need to go back on.
Yeah.
Not on the show, but on some point soon. We need to get back on that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
That I wrote like 4 things for it. Four like lines.
I haven't done anything yet. I need a beat before I can do anything.
I did talk to my buddy, and he said he will give me a bunch of stuff and I can pick something I want. So
nice.
I haven't like hardcore pursue it just because you've been too busy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll get back with him and see if I can get like a couple listed.
Yeah,
in the next week or so.
This should be cool. This should be cool. Yeah, I don't know when the hell I'm gonna find time to do it this month, but we'll definitely.
No, we won't do it this month, but it's something that we can like.
Yeah,
just kind of work on
chat about it too. Yeah. Let's see. MMA podcast rules. Thanks, Hemi. I love doing it. Unfortunately, like Luis kind of has like a weird schedule. He works night shifts, so it's like it's kind of hard for us to get together. And right now, I'm just so swamped, but. Definitely want to keep doing it. Like I love MMA. Like and it's one of those things where I'm a very opportunistic person where I try to turn things that I do into content. Like if I watch a movie, I need to review it either on YouTube, the podcast, somewhere, because to me it's unused content if I don't do anything with it. And since I watch every fucking MMA show that comes out, you know, like whether it's Bellator or where it's World Series of Fighting, even though I've kind of been off on them a little bit, or obviously the UFC, even the Ultimate Fighter, like I want to talk about it because I'm spending so much time watching it anyway. I refuse to do a football podcast though. Just I can't. JP, where can I find the Red Sun Tower to watch? I mean, honestly, if you want to see it, I would suggest supporting the people who put it out. Toe Tag Pictures, they're local to Pittsburgh, which obviously is where I'm from, kind of. So support independent cinema. Plus the guy who runs that thing is really cool too. So check it out. Check it out. Toe Tag Pictures. They have a sale every Black Friday, I believe. So you can probably get it for like $10, honestly, if you just wait like another month. Let's see here. I think I might be doing Dead of Night 1945 and Dead of Night TV movie for Evil Episodes Halloween show. Halloween feels like an anthology movie holiday to me. Yeah, I mean, it actually does. Like I like anthologies a lot, and they seem to go good with Halloween. I've actually not seen either of those movies, and actually I don't think I've even heard of them, so that's pretty cool. Mike, have you ever covered I Saw What You Did? I believe that was a TV movie from the 90s as a remake. It actually has like what's the sister's name in Full House? The older sister.
Like the actress's name?
Or just the character.
Let's see. The hot one now is Jody. Now, not when they're kids. Or Jody, it starts with a J in like Fuller House. God, she's so hot. That chick is
DJ Tanner, yeah. So DJ, I believe, is in the remake of I Saw What You Did, which was a TV movie. It's actually pretty cool. I really liked it. Mike says, I like horror anthologies because it's a bunch of people causing various degrees of debauchery and they all end up getting some kind of comeuppance. Yeah, I love that. I've been trying to actually get time to watch Tales from the Crypt with Carly because she's actually never seen it, and I think it's like one of the best TV anthology shows ever. It's probably my favorite horror TV show of all time. It's just so many good episodes. So hopefully we're gonna be doing that soon.
I think the real
Cameron is the
question here
actress.
is, when is Evil Episodes gonna do some Goosebumps?
Yeah, have they done Are You Afraid of the Dark?
They should do that also.
I
Or Eerie,
love Are
Indiana.
You Afraid of the Dark and Eerie, Indiana. All of them are good. Let's
Dude,
see.
Stephanie Tanner, she turned out ridiculously hot.
That's
It is.
creepy.
Oh,
Raw
dude.
was cool. Yeah, I loved Raw.
Oh, there you go. Lucas Trout says, I'm interested in what your favorite non-horror films are. I personally think Martin Scorsese is one of the best directors of our time.
I love Scorsese. Look, I'll actually give you like maybe like 10 of my favorite non-horror movies ever. Okay, my number one favorite film of all time is The Goonies.
The Goonies. Knew that was coming.
Even trumps Texas Chainsaw. It's my number one. The Back to the Future trilogy, if I had to pick one, I would go with one or two. I love those films. I never get tired of watching them. In fact, I have all three of them DVR'd on my DVR from like 2010, and I always play them at night when I don't feel like watching anything like horror. So Back to the Future, Terminator 2, my probably favorite like action, well, definitely my like favorite sci-fi. It's just a good movie, man. Terminator 2 is my shit. I grew up watching it. I absolutely love it. Die Hard is my favorite action film, not including Terminator 2, I guess, if you don't count it as action. I don't know. Full Metal Jacket, probably my second favorite non-horror film of all time. I've seen it more than any other movie ever. Like, Full Metal Jacket is my shit. I can quote the entire movie. Ask Carly. We watched it together, and I just said every line before it happened. It was probably really annoying.
Full Metal Jacket is one of those few movies that can feel like two different movies.
Yeah.
And it still works so well as one whole movie.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and honestly, like, I used to love the boot camp part more when I was a kid because it was funny and I was cussing and stuff. But I actually come around to liking the second half more when they're actually in the war. That movie has so many meanings, and just like the whole duality of it, you know, like they break it down with the peace symbol and Born to Kill. Like it's the idea that you can go on instinct and deal with the situation that you have in front of you and even revel in it, but still wish and hope that for something greater. Like it's such a interesting movie that I've really like dissected over the years, and it's a masterpiece in my opinion. Besides that, I love Goodfellas. Obviously, Goodfellas is amazing. That's one of those movies you turn it on and you can't stop watching it. You just got to watch it. Same thing with Shawshank. Another one of my favorite films of all time is American Beauty. So good. After that, we have Kids, Larry Clark's Kids.
Dude, no one talks about Kids. Kids is so fucking underrated.
Yeah, Kids is amazing to me because it's like you just put a camera in front of a bunch of teenagers literally just doing what they do. Like, that was me. I was a skater. Like that movie represents me so well at that age. So Kids is up there with one of my favorite movies of all time, like a top 10er. What else, man? That was like 9 or so, I think.
I can go through some of mine.
Okay.
Everyone knows I'm a big Godzilla fan, and the American dub of King Kong versus Godzilla, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's that go-to movie that whenever I don't know what I want to watch, but I know I just need a picker-upper, bam, that's the movie. Throw that down, and I am golden.
Oh, Forrest Gump. That was my other one, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump's not bad. Jason and the Argonauts from the 60s. I fucking love that movie.
I love those movies, man. Those Ray Harryhausen joints.
Yeah. I love that movie. It's my favorite of everything he's done.
Yeah.
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow is great. I
fucking love that movie. I love the whole trying to come up as a rapper thing.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Dude, I remember the first time I seen Hustle and Flow, and DJ, when he sees that Skinny threw his tape away, it's like heartbreaking, dude. I was like, no, don't do him like that.
He puts so much to like getting ready for that. He's like putting on his leather jacket. She's like, ain't you gonna be hot? And he's like, no, this is good leather. Like, it keeps you cool. He's got a fresh new chain.
You just respect his grind so much, and like you feel for him because he's like, you know, it's hot out here for a pimp and shit like that. It's such a good movie. I love that movie, man. It's good shit.
It's oh man, I fucking love that movie. Some comedies: History of the World Part 1, Cabin Boy, fucking Captain Ron, John Leguizamo's The Pest. People give The Pest so much shit, but I think that movie is so fucking funny. It is just shot out and hilarious. Oh, Gangs of New York. That is one of my I just rewatched that again for like the sixth time the other night, and it holds up so well. Daniel Day-Lewis is ridiculously an amazing actor.
Some of my favorite comedies include Cheech and Chong and American Pie. Like, I know American Pie is kind of hated on a little bit, but like in the 90s, that shit was dope as fuck. I love that movie.
Carly said, Skater, more like a hater. But I'd hate to tell you this, Carly. Avril Lavigne wrote Skater Boy in honor of JP. That song based on him.
Yep.
True
I felt that way too when I was listening to it. Let's see. There's a bunch of comments. So Platoon, amazing movie. Predator, solid. Jay says American Horror Story cult's picking up. He collects old war movies. I want Condor Man on Blu-ray. Disney classic. The second half is underrated. I think people were looking for more of a big battle, but that isn't what the movie is about. It's more about symbolism. I believe he's talking about Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, absolutely.
He is, for sure.
Song of the South, just kidding. True Romance is great. What are your thoughts on the Terminator franchise going the Halloween route and bringing back Linda Hamilton, making it a sequel to 2? I'm down with that, honestly. Terminator, you can't get any worse than some of the other Terminator movies by you know, whatever. I don't care. And I mean, it's like a perfect movie to mess with timelines anyway, because it's about future and past and time travel. Kids was my life without AIDS. No doubt. Kids introduced Chloe Savini and Rosario Dawson. Yeah. Awesome. I love Rosario Dawson. Rosario. And also, like, honestly, I like Larry Clark's other films too, like What's Up Rockers and Ken Park. Bully is probably his best movie, honestly. Casper committed suicide. Yeah, I know. After one of the Fridays, right? Many of the actors died. Yeah, Harold used to be a pro skater. He was the black kid in there, and he died too, I believe. Jerry Schneck should intro the next Kelly cast with it's me, it's Jerry. The Departed.
What is that a reference to? Because I've been trying to figure that out. What are you referring to?
Yeah, I actually don't know.
It's me, Jerry. Like the first thing that popped in my head was it's Britney, bitch, and I don't know what that has to do with me.
Did you guys ever get into John Woo Hong Kong action flicks? No, I haven't. Haven't seen any of those.
I'm not a big kung fu guy. I'm not a big action guy.
Me neither. I've never seen Strapped from '93, Empire Strikes Back, Forrest Gump, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, Peter Jackson's King Kong, Donnie Darko. Man, you have shit.
Whoa, time out.
You have mostly shit.
Peter Jackson's King Kong? Are you okay, JP, can I rant for a second on this? Hold up. Hold up. How are you going to make the choice to make King Kong look more animalistic and then make the motherfucker go ice skating with a bitch? Like, how that completely ruins what you were doing. Also, fucking, how are you gonna have Agent Brody, one of the best actors ever, and have him in this fucking movie? How are you gonna have a fucking scene where he's typing out the fucking script going S-K? You speed it up, motherfucker. No one types like that, okay? It's fucking terrible. Fuck that movie. That movie is fucking god awful. It is the worst thing to happen to King Kong since fucking Toho made King Kong Escapes, which had long arm, tall daddy King Kong versus a robot version of King Kong.
I have that movie. I've never seen it.
Fucking Jesus. And what else did he say?
Well, Empire Strikes Back is great. Forrest Gump is great. Spider-Man was the other odd choice there. I love Donnie Darko as well. It's one of my favorites.
I think the only one I'm disagreeing with is Peter Jackson King Kong, just because that movie is just fucking awful. Holy shit, was it bad.
Mike says Kids versus Bully. I like Kids more, but Bully's probably the better movie. Bully is such a good movie too. Like, it really is.
I haven't seen it.
Oh man, it's so good. Like, the first time I seen it, it was so damn like Sorry.
Damn,
It's
so
also
good.
it's also grounded in reality, but if you add like the plot to kill in it, which it's based on a true story, it's an amazing movie. I love Bully. T2 on 4K, not right now. I don't own 4K.
I like how you just completely skipped over Carly.
Larry Clark did not do Gummo, but the guy who wrote Kids, Harmony Korine or whatever, he actually did Gummo. Yeah, like Lucas says. It's Casper from Kids at the end when he's trying to have sex with the drunk, passed out Chloe. Yeah, and he gets AIDS that way too. Or we assume. Kids, but Bully is great. It's me, Casper. Oh, Shin Godzilla was the shit. Superman 2. I still need to see Shin.
Oh, Shin Godzilla, fucking. It's a political drama wrapped around the horror of Godzilla.
Spring Breakers is awesome. I haven't seen that, but I heard nothing but good. Honestly, another film, one of my favorites ever, I can't believe I forgot it because this would probably be in my top 10 for sure, is Reservoir Dogs. It's my favorite Tarantino flick. Absolutely love it. It never gets old to me. Most people go with Pulp Fiction.
I like Reservoir Dogs over Pulp Fiction 100%.
Yeah, some people would go Jackie Brown.
Oh, Jackie Brown would be one that I would say would be a huge contender for best.
Yeah. I haven't seen Jackie Brown, honestly. That's one of the few Tarantinos I haven't seen.
I was literally watching a Pam Grier movie right before we got on. I was watching The Big Birdcage.
Ooh, nice.
On VHS. I got this so I can get Sid Haig to sign it.
I have I love Coffee and what's the other one she did? I have a few of them from Olive. They sent them screeners back in the day. They were awesome. The original Godzilla was political, so all good. Jackie Brown is the best. I think Pulp Fiction #1, but Reservoir Dogs is amazing. Jackie Brown is underrated as fuck.
Mikey Fish Horror said, "Who has a bigger lap rocket, Jerry or Jeremy?" We'd have to ask Moods.
That's hilarious. Man, dude, I every time I talk Tarantino, I just want to watch his early flicks. Like,
I like his early stuff. I didn't like Kill Bill. I didn't like either Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, I absolutely could not stand when I first seen it, but I didn't really understand the concept behind the film. How it was like a homage to those type of movies, because I just wasn't familiar with those type of revenge, like Asian. Like, I didn't understand the blood spray shit. Like, it was confusing to me. But yeah, I've come around on Kill Bill a lot since then. I like Kill Bill now. Listen, just because King Kong is not a guy in a suit doesn't mean it sucks. Fuck the haters. Effects are stunning and characters are great. One of the first films I remember seeing in the theaters. That's why you like it so much, because it's one of the first films you saw.
I didn't say anything. Like, I said that the only movie that is as bad as that one is the one where he is in a fucking guy in a suit. Fucking no. I just think when it comes to the King Kong series, the original is fucking amazing.
Yeah, the original was fantastic.
Oh, I love that movie. And then everything after it, I could leave except for Godzilla versus King Kong and Skull Island. Everything else I can do away with.
Dude, that is such a hard question for me, Andy, because, like, okay, Candyman to me is an amazing movie with a flawed ending. Hellraiser is an amazing movie with a lot of, it kind of is a little, I don't know, like Hellraiser gets a little wonky towards the end too, honestly. It's like they ran out of money or something.
I give it to Hellraiser though, to be honest.
I think Candyman is more beautiful. Oh no. It's so hard, man.
I will say Candyman has the better score.
Has better cinematography too. But yeah, Hellraiser has more emotion and more atmosphere in a way, but Candyman's atmosphere is thick too. Like Caprini Green was an amazing place to shoot a movie. Like I love it. And Candyman has, I didn't even like it when I was a kid. I bought it on DVD and I fell in love with it as an adult. Like it's just a movie that is just oozes like just poeticness.
It doesn't have it doesn't have a Region A Blu-ray release, does it?
The rights are all fucked up with it. Oh, Candyman 2 and 3 are not good though. I'll say that. Hellraiser definitely wins in the 2 and 3 department.
You know, I don't like Hellraiser 2.
It's the same movie. How do you not
As
like it?
Hellraiser? No, it's not.
It's
No, it's
fucking,
not.
dude. Hellraiser 2 is almost
They
better.
have this huge thing they could do with the mythology, and like they lead you into we're going to explain more, and then they fucking explain nothing. It to me, it's just a huge missed opportunity. And then later on, when they try to go and explain it, it just at that point I'm just like, now you're just going crazy. It's like every other script was written wearing a tinfoil hat.
I used to like Hellraiser 2 more until I got the Scarlet Box. I rewatched them on Blu-ray, and I do like the original one more. But I don't know, like that scene where the dude was like thought he had bugs all over him, and he's like starts hacking his arm. Always like disturbed me as a child. Like when I remember to this day, I was in like second grade. It was the first time I was allowed home alone. My grandparents went shopping, and Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3 were on TV, and I watched them, and it was just like, fuck.
Never mind. Austin Schroyer said he's a fan of Hellraiser 2, so or he's not a fan of Hellraiser 2. So now I am a fan of Hellraiser 2 because I don't want to be lumped in the same category as someone who likes Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Mike says, you know what's fucking dope? Watching Tarantino interviews from the early 90s after Reservoir Dogs came out, but before Pulp Fiction was out. That was a huge anticipation for his next film. Hellraiser for sure in my top 20 of all time. Tarantino explaining his methods. Watch the Gary Oldman interview about how he agreed to play Drexel, the pimp in True Romance. Hellraiser is the shit. The Burning of the Prowler. I haven't seen the Prowler. I own it on Blu-ray. I just haven't got to it yet. And I'm not
the Prowler.
No, I'm not a huge fan of The Burning. Honestly, like I just think it's all right.
I think The Burning's okay. I enjoy the Prowler, though it needs like some editing. It needs some trimming because there are some scenes that it's just like, let's move the fuck on. And this movie also has more red herrings than fucking me.
Lucas says, watch the Korean film Memories of a Murder. It's a serial killer film, and it's really good. Hellraiser 2 is cool. The Burning, I'm not a fan of Hellraiser 2 either. The Burning, Andy says, I had to go get tacos. Hellraiser 2 is badass. I would love some tacos right now.
I was gonna say, did you bring us tacos?
Yeah, what the hell, bro? I have the Hellraiser Collector's Edition Limited 10. It came out with Hellraiser 2 just for the hell of it. It was horror gods trying to tell me Hellraiser 2 was not as good as I once thought. Those tins were cool. Those were those old Anchor Bay tins from back in the day. I don't own any of them. I know Moods owns them all. Of course he does. But I've always wanted those, even though they're like completely obsolete now. There's been better releases since. I've always just thought that they were cool and would like them as display pieces. You should review Bug with Michael Shannon. Bug. Are you talking about the William Friedkin movie? I have it somewhere up there. This one right here. This one with Ashley Judd.
I've never seen it, so I have no clue.
This is
the one you said you ordered a different movie and got that movie on accident?
I ordered this movie.
Yeah, I remember you saying that story.
Movie. Yeah, honestly, guys, Bug is one of my favorite films ever. It's amazing. It's actually also the first movie I let Carly borrow when I just met her at work. And yeah, that movie is, I've never seen insanity played out so amazing and realistic. Like it nails.
Do a podcast with Jeremy. How do you not?
Oh, that's hilarious. What do you say? Have y'all heard Jeepers Creepers looks like a sci-fi channel movie? Yeah, from Jeremy. No dude likes The Burning. It makes for an awful trip to the doctor. I want to see Jeepers Creepers 3. I would like to see it too. Have you seen Blair Thumb? No. I have the Beyond Limited Edition Anchor Bay tin. It came with the score from Necrophagia.
How do you pronounce that, JP?
Necrophagia?
Phagia. I think it's Necrophagia.
All right. Ash, that one's great. Tony the Tiger in the house. What up, Tony? You're my favorite new member of the group. I like you.
Yeah, dude. Tony the Tiger is where it's at.
Yeah. It's excellent. Totally mismarketed, though. Yeah, I agree. It's brutal, man. Bug and Requiem for a Dream make for a good double header. I agree. I love both of those films. Amazing. Favorite cat horror movie? I
Hold
really
on,
liked Strays from back in the 90s until I rewatched it. It's not really that good. I would probably say Sleepwalkers.
Let
Sleepwalkers.
me ask Cass. Cass, what's your favorite like cat horror movie? I like Cat the musical. Cat the musical is not a fucking horror movie. It is when you watch it. Oh, okay. Cat the musical, everyone. That's his fucking.
We just had a live cast versus horror. Probably Sleepwalkers. Like, if you want to call it a cat movie, it seems a little cat movie to me. I like Sleepwalkers. Sleepwalkers is fun. It's like played so serious, and then it just gets ridiculous, like in a split second. It's such a weird movie. Carly says Bug was the start of the beautifully fake and gay friendship. Yep, it was.
Hold up. What's fake about it? Like the gay part, I get because y'all make each other look like, you know, those people who like are gay but they marry each other to get like rights and citizenship. That's what y'all look like.
Yeah,
you look like a lesbian and a nerd who's just really hoping that she might one day change her mind and sleep with him. Got married so that one of you could get a green card.
That's hilarious. Carly, did you enjoy the chicken wing video that I posted?
That shit was hilarious.
I thought it was pretty good too.
I would watch a TV show of Carly and JP. In fact, everyone tell JP we want more horror night videos where they go and they watch a horror movie and record each other and cut up, because that shit was great.
I have like 4 recorded that need edited.
4 recorded. Okay, what do you edit them?
I gotta listen. I had to let go of Adobe.
Okay. Do you want me to help edit them?
No, I mean, I could do it. I just gotta pay for Adobe again.
Yeah,
I wasn't making videos, and I was hurting for money, so I was like, all right, something gotta go. So I let go of Adobe, but I'll get it back. And I have the one with the Schroyer brothers edited almost all the way, but unfortunately, it's episode 4, and I still haven't edited episode 3.
Wait, why did you start editing episode 4 before episode 3?
It was I don't know. I just started editing that one, and I was like, oh wait, this is episode 4. I didn't realize that it was episode 4, I guess.
Oh shit, Carly just called you out. JP teared up when he ate hot wings, but then makes fun of me for tapping out on the hot. Therefore, fake.
Listen, first of all, the hot wing that I ate, this was weeks before that, and it was called face melt. Okay. It was called face melt. It was way hotter than...
Carly, face melt does sound worse than habanero mango fucking mango Jamaican habanero, whatever you had.
Yeah, face melts were hot, okay? And they actually had a challenge this past week that I wanted to participate in, and it was a 4 people face melt challenge where they were supposedly even hotter. But those wings will ruin your night.
Do you see how white I am? I can't fuck with that shit.
A couple while back, somebody asked about a exploding cockroach movie called Bug. It's this one. It's from the 70s. It's
exploding cockroach movie.
Yeah, they explode. It's all real practical effects too, because it's the 70s. It's a fun movie. I bought it a long time ago. I think it's out of print now, actually. What else? I saw cat horror on live stream called Uninvited. So horrible cat horror movie, Uninvited, savage. Inferno has some gnarly cats fucking shit up good. Uninvited is so bad and funny. You gotta watch it with company to enjoy it. The 2008 movie. There's a lot of cameos in Sleepwalkers. Ron Perlman, Clive Barker, Mark Hamill. I believe maybe Toby Hooper, Stephen King are in there too. I'm not even sure. Tales from the Dark Side has a good cat part. Our friend Matt took it like a G. Yeah. I think he was faking. Favorite urban horror film. I believe you mean hood horror. I mean, you kind of go Candyman. Oh no. Tales from the Hood.
I was gonna say Tales from the Hood or either of the Leprechaun Hood movies. I don't care who you are; those are fantastic. If you don't like those, you're racist.
Movies. But Tales from the Hood, I legit give like a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. Like, I love it.
So JP, you know how with my Patreon picks, I'm trying to fuck up
Jeremy
as much as possible.
I told him today.
So I'm trying to track down the movie, The Hip Hop Witch.
Oh man.
Because I think it would be hilarious to make him review that.
Well, we heard when he was reading that black dude's comments.
Oh, that shit was
hilarious.
That was so good. I was like, oh, Jeremy is so white it hurts.
Yeah, he's really white. He's about as white as you can possibly get. Cat's Eye segment terrified me as a kid, the one with the troll and Drew Barrymore. I love Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye's my shit. What about some monkey horror?
Monkey horror. Monkeys,
yeah, there's a few.
Monkeys Shine. Monkey Bone?
There was one that we talked about in '86. I forget what it was called. Link. Yeah, that one's really good, actually. Monkey Bone. That movie's funny. Let's see. My favorite line in Tales from the Hood, he's like, how we gonna refry some beans, man? He's like, this shit don't make sense. How you gonna refry some beans?
Reminds me of that Mitch Hedberg joke. How good are fried beans? What if we're wasting our time?
Yeah, I thought you forgot about us, JP. Gonna be weird because we're talking about episode 2 of our show. LOL. We on episode 11. Wow, that's funny, man. Yeah. Bear Wench Project. I've seen that before. Hip Hop Witch. You can get cheap on Bull Moose.
Okay, well there we go. After I've already done. I had how many Patreon picks did I have saved up? 3 or some shit.
Yeah.
And so I just released them all on Jeremy today. So
November you would have 2 more.
Well, okay, so he's doing the 3 that are coming, which are the Violent Shit trilogy, because fuck Jeremy, and then we're also going to make him do Zombies 90 Extreme Pestilence, which is also fucking terrible. Then after that, we will do Hip Hop Witch. That's what we'll do next. But I'm just going to waste all my Patreon picks making him watch shit like Crazy Fat Ethel or something.
That sounds great. Review the urban horror film Cracker Jacked. That sounds awful.
That does sound really bad.
Yeah, Cat in the Brain was cool. I didn't like it as much as everybody else, but I thought it was good.
Cat in the Brain's okay, but I still don't get why people like that one so much.
Mitch Hedberg, he was the best, man. He was so funny. Whoever's so making good. That Dr. Pepper needs to be fired. Yep. It tastes just like regular Dr. Pepper.
my house is infested by koalas. It is the cutest infestation ever.
He was great, man. Heroin. It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I like how there was a quote by him. He was just like, he goes, I'm not going to stop doing drugs. I'm just going to try to moderate it and talk about it a little less so people forget. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah,
it clearly didn't work. Oh, Mikey's fucking the dude who looks like he should be in the band Korn.
Oh my, yeah, that's my. I like this dude.
I like him too.
Live stream the other day. He's awesome.
I wanted to be that live stream, but it happened. I was at work and I couldn't get on it.
I was at work too, but fuck, you know. I could watch shit at work. But yeah, Mikey's.
Well, that's because you just make Carly do all the work and you don't do anything.
It actually is true. Like, that's not a lie. I actually do make her do most of the work. I'm her boss. I'm allowed.
Yeah.
But it's true. I make her do a lot of stuff.
Just remember, Carly, don't wear the maid outfit. It's a trick.
Hell of the Living Dead is my shit. I've never seen it. That's the only reason I like Italian. I mean, I like Italian month, but
Hell of the Living Dead, is that the Bruno Mattei one?
Probably.
Oh, Jeremy's got time to post a link in the group, but doesn't have time to come and record for his fans. He hates all of you.
Yeah. Italian month is cool because I learn about Italian films because it's just stuff that I wouldn't watch unless I had a reason to.
That's pretty fair.
when Mitch Hedberg said, "I used to do drugs, I still do, but I used to too."
No,
I remember that. That's the best.
I wasn't thinking of that joke. I do love that joke. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. But no, I'm actually talking about a quote from him where he said he was just going to moderate it. But I do. Oh man, dude, Mitch Altogether is one of the greatest comedy albums ever fucking made. Period.
Dude, he was like, my cousin turned me on to him. That dude fucking.
Your cousin turned you on?
The best because they're so short. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They're just like like that. I don't know, man. I like his style. Like he just has a cool way of. He seems nervous, but at the same time, he's just like whatever.
Well, actually, that's the funny thing. He had extreme stage fright. That's why he's always like looking down and has shades on and shit. So he can't look at his audience.
Prime example of working with what you got.
Yeah. Mikey's going to do another live stream for me. Okay. Do one where I'm fucking at home, though.
Yeah. I told him he should podcast.
There you go. Hey, I heard
think he got a voice for it.
I heard Cinema Attack's looking for host.
Dude, what the fuck? Cinema Attack died, huh? I called it.
I mean, Derek said he's going to keep going. So, I mean, I'm hoping Derek keeps going with something. But I don't know, man. Because
I would end and rebrand, honestly.
What?
I would end and rebrand.
I don't know. You almost have a built-in audience.
Not losing only like a host. You're not only two hosts, but you're actually losing the creative person behind it in the editing. Like I feel like it's a different show at that point.
Maybe I guess this is kind of like when a lead singer. Well, that's hard to say because Derek is the host. He should be like.
That's true. That's a fair point.
The person who go. I guess it would come down to like the same way with y'all. If either you or Moods left, if one of you left, would 22 Shots continue or not?
If Moods left, I would end the show and I would start something new.
Okay.
If I left, Moods would end the show and maybe not even start something new. I would suggest that they carry on. I would say like just do it without me. I might come back one day, and I would hope they would because I'd want to come back one day. I think, but if Jeremy left,
y'all would just continue.
Go up.
They would go up.
Dude, no. Seriously, right now, dude, we are at an all-time high. Like Chainsaw's only been out 3 days. It has 700 views on YouTube. Here's my question. 2.2K on YouTube in like 2 weeks. Like we've been killing it. Even our shot on video shows like up to 700 views.
Do you think that people are tolerating Jeremy now because of the character he has become because of me?
I mean, if you want to spin it that way, I'll let you have it.
Like his ongoing running joke is the fuck Jerry thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with all the other people he's put in the Hall of Fuckers, he still only says my name 700 times a fucking episode.
Dude, you know what's weird is like Jeremy does have some haters. Like I'll get people like message me and be like, "Fucking can't stand Jeremy" or something, but I do too. Like I've seen people say Jeremy is their favorite, and I'm annoying and like suck and think I know everything
because you don't fucking believe in hurricanes.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like Moods doesn't really get any hate at all.
That's because everyone's scared to hate on him. Yeah, probably. I mean, he starts the show like he's a fucking wrestler. Yeah, what's good, y'all? I'm Macho Man Mood Savage. And you're just like, I ain't fucking with this dude. No.
Talk about that Mikey movie from 1992. I don't know what that is.
Is it that commercial where they make Mikey eat the kicks or something and he dies?
That's an old
joke. I don't know if anyone's gonna get it.
I used to watch Dave Attell do his like Insomniac thing on Comedy Central back in the day. That's about as much as I know. Oh, and Dave's Old Porn. That show was awesome. Mitch was so great because his punchlines didn't even need a setup. It was like one punchline after the other. So clever. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anybody be able to mimic that style, honestly. How did they meet the French chick? She was pretty dope on that show. Charlene was actually how most people meet their co-hosts is through our group page. I suggested a long time ago that Charlene should podcast. I think I have an eye for talent. I said the same thing about Brandon before Exploding Heads picked him up. Brandon, a lot of people don't know this. Brandon was a listener of our show and used to call in on the voicemail, and that's where Dave heard him and was like, oh, this guy's good. Like, I'm going to ask him to be my co-host. But Brandon, I was saying, should podcast forever. Brandon actually used to do articles a little bit for our website as well. And he actually sent us he sent us like $60 each in movies to cover on the show. Like me Moods and Brandon, or me Moods and Jeremy. He's a really cool dude, like way before he podcasted. Mike says, I really do enjoy Jeremy. When he kept saying it's not the same about the CGI quick walk from it made me think Vanilla Ice saying it's not the same when explaining Still on the Beat from My Size Baby. I know what you're talking about because he's like our beat goes dun, 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 and their beat goes dun, 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 dun. And it's like the same fucking thing. And he's like it's totally different. I totally know that clip, dude. That shit's funny. Andy says he tried to make it to the Hall of Fuckers and he failed. Hey,
how did you fail? Dude, I can get you in, man. I got hooked. I was the first person in the Hall of Fuckers and the first person in the Hall of Homies. I got you. Yeah. I'll get you in. I know. Yeah. I work with one of the hosts of 22 Shots. I'll get you in.
That's funny. From where I'm sitting, you have 4 eyes for talent. That's funny. Can you do me a favor? I don't know. What? Are you trolling? Because I feel like you might be a troller. It's up to you, though. What's your favor?
I feel like he is a troll. Rub mayonnaise on my belly button. Here's the thing. Can I rub A1 sauce instead?
Mayonnaise is fucking gross, dude.
Whoa, hold up. I'm white. Don't make me have to defend mayonnaise. Though dude, Miracle Whip is better. You suck.
Mayonnaise and Miracle Whip suck. They're both disgusting.
You suck, and I have proof because Carly sent me video.
That's funny. The Nazis are back. You guys watch Gerald's Game yet? No, hopefully I want to do it on Netflix and chill.
You know, I really want Netflix and chill to come back because I want to know what you thought of the Death Note movie, and I want to know what you thought of the Castlevania series.
Both of which I plan on doing on that show. So yeah, hopefully we'll come back soon. I mean, doing it in October would probably be a stretch, but maybe November.
Okay.
Mustard is better.
Mustard's better than mayonnaise?
I agree. Mustard's good. You know what's good? They had these mustard wings. They were mustard flavored. They're pretty good.
Do you remember colored ketchup, like the purple ketchup?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I grew up in the 90s, dude.
We were dumb. We were all fucking idiots in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the only thing that needs to come back food-wise from the 90s is Butterfinger BBs.
There is another show called Netflix and Kill. There's like many. There's also other shows called Netflix and Chill, but there's none called Netflix and Chill Horror Podcast. I actually am regret. I wish that I would have actually called it Shutter and Chill from the beginning. Like that.
You need to just go ahead and do the rebrand. When you come back from hiatus, just do it.
You know what? It just now Netflix is putting out fucking horror for one. So, but two, like the theme song. That's why I chose Netflix and Chill.
You want to Netflix and chill?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm also very against doing like 22 Shots of Moods and Horror is a terrible name. We've discussed this many times, but like I've never liked cheesy like I don't even like exploding heads. Like I don't like my horror. I like my names to be actually what they are.
Honest opinion, what do you think of the name Kill the Cast?
I like it because it's like
All right, here's your money. I told you I'd
It's
give
not
you.
House of Horror. It's not the fucking horror witch show or so. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of like halls of horror, or like, I don't know, like that. Those names just never interest me. Like, they just sound cheesy to me. Like Kill the Cast is cool because it's like it's enough to know what's going on, but it's not generic like monster podcast, like I don't know, man. I don't like
So
I'm very picky with podcasts.
because we talked about it in the Kill the Cast episode where I interviewed you, how I saw the name 22 Shots of Moods of Horror and I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking listening to this.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't until later that I listened to it and I was like, oh, this is a good podcast, just has a shitty name. And that was the big thing I was worried about when I did mine. I wanted a name for Kill the Cast that was not, that you would go, oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
And in hopes that would get you to listen to.
Yeah, I like that name. And honestly, Mike, do not change Evil Episodes. Like, that's the type of names I like, where it tells me what it's about, and it's simple and it's not too horror-ish. Like, I don't like when it's like the Blood and Guts podcast or something, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't like names like that. But I've always liked Evil Episodes as a title. Like, if I was gonna make a podcast about TV horror, Evil Episodes sounds great. Like, I like my names to, like, look at my other names, the Vestron Video Horror Podcast,
straight to the point.
Or the Netflix and Chill. Like, I like my shows to be named about what they are. Like, Exploding Heads has nothing to, and I'm sorry for bashing Exploding Heads. I love those guys. And honestly, their name is pretty good for horror. It's one of the better ones, but I'm saying, like, Exploding Heads has nothing to do with what their show is.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the name Woodsboro Bros because
I like that one too. It makes sense.
It's my only problem is I always go Westboro's podcast. And that's not good. And I'm sure I'm the only person who does this, but I just, in my head, I automatically go, oh yeah, the Westboro's podcast. And that's why I don't say y'all's name, because I know I'm going to fuck it up.
Ear Drainage is a great name. What happened to Netflix and Chill, JP? Honestly, I just got really busy and just like life hit me in the balls a couple times. So it just got put on the back burner, but
and that's why Carly's doing Horror Pack with me.
Yep. Austin says, I think Woodsboro Bros sounds corny as hell. A little corny. It does, but I think it's still decent. Here's
the thing. Someone sees that name, and if they know what it is, you got them, because they're like, oh, fuck, that's like, because it's something.
Well, first of all, y'all are brothers, so it makes sense. And second, Woodsboro is not only a horror fan will know what that means.
Yeah, a real horror fan. Because honestly, even like me, I like Scream, but I'm not crazy for it like a lot of people are. I had to like Google what your name was because I didn't get it at first. Like, before I had listened to the first episode, I was just like, Woodsboro, I don't get that. So I Googled it real quick and I was like, oh shit, fuck, Scream. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
I'm surprised I haven't seen somebody do like a podcast on Elm Street or something yet.
Has no one done a podcast on Elm Street?
I'm sure there is.
Like, that's one thing I did not want to do, is just replace a name from a movie with podcast. Because some of them are really clever.
I like Podcast Under the Stairs a little bit.
Like Podcast Under the Stairs, I like that. And The Last Podcast on the Left. Like,
I don't like that.
I just didn't want to go that route. Like,
yeah. No, Kill the Cast is great. I like it. Instant Screaming should be a name for Netflix-based podcast. That's not bad. I like Instant
That is pretty good.
Because it's play on streaming, obviously. It's pretty cool. Have you guys noticed a drop off of Vestron and Scream Factory Blu-ray releases? I think Vestron is always when they release a multi-pack, they take like a month or two break. Apparently they have put out a statement. Slaughter High comes out and then they're done for the rest of the year, but then they're gonna be coming right back in 2018. So yeah.
And Scream Factory, I think it's because Scream Factory is also doing that like Shout Selects,
Yeah.
And I think they kind of took some of the like people or attention or action from that to put into that. But I also think at this point it's getting harder to get movies.
I can't, Mike. Scream is to me one of the most incredibly written horror films of all time.
I think Scream's good. I'm just not as into it as everyone else is. But
I don't know. Like
I think anyone who says Scream is bad is, to quote JP, being a hater.
Hey, Noah, I don't mind if you're saying irrelevant shit, but if you want to just ask a question or something, that would be kind of cool of you.
I don't know why you're just not ignoring him.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily block him, but I don't know. I'll let you chill for a little bit, but I don't mind. You could keep doing the dumb shit too, but just maybe add a little bit to the conversation. Ash versus Evil Dead season 3. Honestly, I don't like the show. I did a podcast on it, and that's the reason I didn't do a season 2, just because I really didn't care for it that much.
I only watched like the first episode. I have the Blu-ray, and I've never felt the urge to put it back in.
Noah says sorry. It's all good, homie. Ever seen Black Devil Doll? No, I have not.
I have, unfortunately. I went through this huge phase of just like any shitty shot on video or old exploitation cheaply made film I could get. Basically, if the Cinema Snob reviewed it, I would watch it. And I went through that phase, and it was a terrible phase.
I really like the Scream film 1 and 4 really, but I like 2 a lot too. Chuck and Larry versus Evil, never seen it.
I haven't either, but I've heard it's good.
Severin is the shit, Edgar says. I agree, dude. Like Severin is, I completely ignored them until I got put on their list, and now I love what they put out.
I don't understand this. Thoughts on versus is that supposed to be Vestron selling movies without knowing what they are, or thoughts on versus selling movies?
Syndrome.
Oh, Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, I seen that they were. Vinegar Syndrome is posting a buy, but they didn't reveal the titles for their Black Friday.
Oh yeah,
titles.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, I would be cool with I'm cool with it now, but we have to see how it plays out. Like, if it's just some bullshit that ends up being the titles, then haha, you fucked us. Good job. Never doing that again. But if they actually are putting out something and they stand behind it, they're going to be like, people will not be disappointed with this title. Like, I'm cool with it because it's kind of fun. Like, I love mystery boxes. I love like the horror pack because of that. The horror pack just puts too many movies that I own in it to actually subscribe all the time. Because I have my collection's a lot bigger than the average person that's going to be subscribing to horror pack. But I love the concept of mystery boxes. I mean, I love them. It's like reliving anybody who's collected like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Pokemon cards or Magic cards or anything like that. Or even baseball cards back when I was a kid, you know. It's the same feeling you get. I love it. And I mean, that feeling is a great feeling, man.
That literally is in the fucking Horror Pack podcast. That is literally the thing I say. Is that it reminds me of when I played Magic the Gathering, opening those booster packs, hoping to get something dope. I fucking love that.
Yeah, Magic was awesome because it had such great artwork, dude. Like there's some kills any card game in artwork. It's a fun game too. I played Magic for a little bit, never like hardcore, but
I played hardcore. Like I went to like tournaments and shit, but I quit because it just got too expensive and everyone was playing the same fucking deck.
Yeah,
it got boring. No one wanted to try anything new.
Have you guys seen Itchy the Killer? I have not. Yes. We're gonna do it on a Takashi Miike spotlight eventually, but
homeboy, call me on a Miike spotlight. I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
It's getting a Blu-ray release, and it's coming into theaters.
That's cool.
Takashi Miike is not Takashi Miike. Fucking Itchy.
Since I've been collecting movies, so about 8 years now.
So you spent the last 8 years watching like shot on shitty video movies. So. Like, do you own Crazy Fat Ethel? I need to get Crazy Fat Ethel 1 and 2 to make Jeremy watch. Because those are fucking terrible.
Oh, look, see, Noah decides to ask a real question. Yeah, I've seen Scary Movie. One, I think I've seen 1, 2, and 3. I
One
like
and two are
1 and
good.
2. They don't hold up to me though. Like
I
those jokes just aren't as funny to me now.
I really like 1 and 2, but I can't stand after that.
You guys digging on that Snowman movie coming out? Looks like it could be a decade Silence of the Lambs. Really? I don't even know what he's talking about. Huh.
Oh yeah, I've seen the trailer. There's nothing in there that grabs me to make me want to watch it.
Andy, is that what they're doing? $45 for one of them? That's insane, dude.
$45 versus $10 is a different thing, though. Yeah, explain that to me because I'm not sure exactly what you mean there.
Yeah, that's crazy. If they're charging $45 for a mystery title, that's insane.
I'm gonna go grab some more tea. I'll be back.
All right. Scary Movie 2 is good just because of Chris Elliott. Yu-Gi-Oh was the shit. Yeah, I played Yu-Gi-Oh too. It was fun. I mean I played like in the first era where with the like Yu-Gi decks and the Kaiba decks and you know probably like the first 2 main expansions. Serial killer movie. That sounds cool, dude. I'll have to check it out. I don't really watch trailers, and I do report on a lot of news and shit, but like I think I like hear about so much that it just slips in my mind all the time. Oh, so you get 2 titles. So they're what? What is 45 divided by 2? 20 22.50 each. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. I mean, if Vinegar Syndrome puts out some cool shit, but I don't know. I would like to believe that if Vinegar Syndrome is doing this, that they're at least gonna put they're gonna put good titles in it. I like Vinegar. I most of the time I trust Vinegar Syndrome. Honestly, they're a good company. Was Anne Faris in every single Scary Movie, or did she escape the franchise? I have no idea. No, I don't think I did, Mike. I might have got it before it, but I can't remember. Takashi has a new live action movie coming. She escaped the franchise at 5. Have you seen The Descent? Yeah, I like The Descent. I think it's a little tad bit overrated. I don't love it as much as somebody else, some other people. Pet Sematary is playing at my drive-in this year. Go see it, man. Pet Sematary is the shit. I don't own them. I want them. Jerry, make Jeremy watch Skin Deep. Please make him watch that. Just please.
You know, for very little money, you can donate to the Patreon for 22 shots and make him watch shitty movies also, and we could double up on him and fuck
Jerry,
him up.
I really like your thought process.
I'm just saying, like, look, I pay what, $6 a month?
Yeah. Well, you pay 5, but I gave you a special deal because you are our first Patreon.
Okay, whatever, 5, 6, whatever. I'd pay 6. I'm good. And I at first was like, oh, I'm gonna make JP watch an anime because everyone wanted to make him watch an anime. No, I'm not eating a cinnamon roll as a donut. And then I was like, I'm gonna make. Then I did this cool thing where I made Moods review an anime called Perfect Blue. I made Brandon from Exploding Heads review Perfect Blue, and then we reviewed it on Kill the Cast to see 3 different takes on this movie.
That's cool.
And then after that, it was fuck Jeremy.
Yeah. So for $6 measly, you can fuck Jeremy too. And also, like Jerry, if you join for 3 months straight, on the 4th month, you'll get an additional pick. So Jerry now has 2 picks going forward, which is pretty cool.
Sorry, Mike wanted to see the fucking NES Jason shirt.
You fucking virgin. Who's the virgin, mate?
I don't know. Might be me.
We both got glasses on.
That's true. We both look nerdy as shit.
Yeah, I mean, I look nerdy, but I'm fucking cool as hell too.
I just look nerdy because I am fucking nerdy.
Stand up. Let me see that Ness Jason shirt.
Oh, I showed him.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Brandon
I'll
is
say the
jaded.
rest.
Yes, he is. Looking for the worst movie ever. Look out for Shoot the Bad Guy. Yes, an actual movie. No, the worst movie ever is Beneath the Mississippi. I'm just saying. For $20, you can make us do, I think it's 20, you can make us do a video commentary where you pick the film. You can also do just check out the Patreon. It should be in the, I don't think I put the Patreon in the description. But patreon.com/22shots podcast, I believe. How do I do it? Go to patreon.com/22shots podcast. It's in the link of every podcast on YouTube or on Horophilia, or all of the new ones anyway. I should go back and put it in all the old ones too. But yeah, it's there, and then on the side it'll have perks that you can pick, and then you get if you would do it between now and tomorrow, you would get a pick for October. You would get your reward in October. Let me see. Frankenstein. Wait, have you guys seen Autopsy After Dark Horrorfest 3? I have not. I think I own it though. I might own it.
I have not seen it either. I remember it. I didn't see it though.
Andy says you got to do Patreon again, or for the first time. Just busting your balls, Andy. I know things are tough, buddy. Frankenstein Island is one hell of a bad movie. I reviewed it with Gary on Cinema Beef.
It is bad, but if you watch the Riff Tracks version of it, it's fantastic. JP,
Glad
why
you
like
like
you're
the
jacking off
burning
right now.
mood. I was shaking a pen.
Oh, yeah, you were shaking the pen, all
right. You should start a Patreon for the show where people just buy you bottles of Patron Silver.
I think he's trying to kill y'all with alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm glad we have the Patreon because we owe like a bunch of money in the next 2 months for the website. And this will be the first year that we haven't spent money on it. Over the 4 years we've been doing this, not counting films, we've spent probably over $1,000. So it's nice to finally have a way to pay that shit. What would you do for $100? We don't have I know this is a troll question, but just to answer it anyway, we don't have $100 perk. We did have a $75 perk, which I removed simply because as of right now there wouldn't be a time to do it anyway. But maybe a franchise show of your choosing minus Friday the 13th or Elm Street. That would maybe be it. Did you, Andy? Oh, my bad, homie. My bad, dude. Worst movie ever, Amityville Haunting. Okay, listen, motherfuckers. I'll say this once and I'll say it again. Motherfuckers don't come at me with worst movies ever unless you've seen Beneath the Mississippi. If you've seen Beneath the Mississippi and then say, hey, JP, I've seen Beneath the Mississippi, this movie is worse, then I'll check it out. Until then, don't tell me any worst movies ever.
Actually, you know what movie is worse than that? Your parents when they made love. They made you.
They didn't film it though, Dick.
I did.
And trust me, Shoot the Bad Guy is the worst 30 minutes of my life. It's a 30-minute movie. That doesn't count. Short films don't count. 40 and above is feature. The Barn is getting a Halloween Blu-ray. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I only like Klondike bars sometimes. I'm not a big ice cream eater. Like, I barely ever eat it. But every once in a while, I get in the mood for some ice cream.
Communist? You don't eat ice cream?
No, I don't. I mean, I probably eat ice cream like once a year, probably. Not
Carly, you hang out with him in real life? That's serial killer shit. That's weird.
Has anyone saw Jackals Found before? No, I haven't.
I was talking about that new movie that just came out, Jackals. That cult movie. I haven't seen it, but I know. I'm sure Jason Lloyd's going to review it on the next Bloody Bits, I think.
Bloody Bits was like one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. I haven't listened to it in a long time, though.
I got to pick a new favorite podcast since Skeleton Crew's ending.
They're not ending.
No, they're ending.
They're not ending.
Dude, Alex puts like 3 hours just into editing Married with Children.
Yeah,
dude, by the way, did you see our latest episode was an hour and like 45 minutes long? For Married with Children? Yeah.
Oh, the one with you and Dan and them?
No, it's just been me and Alex. We decided no one can replace you, JP. You can't bring someone in to replace you. So we decided if we can't have you, we're doing it ourselves.
Dude, I can't believe you guys liked the Elvis episode.
What are you talking? That shit was hilarious. Al making fun of Elvis the entire time?
I didn't like that one, man.
What? Oh, man. That was fucking good.
What is this? He's only tried to kill me like twice. It's all good.
Well, just go to your fucking home because apparently that's the safest place to be.
Bloody dicks. His favorite podcast is Jerry's Parents Fucking.
Did I just like make that joke?
I'm pretty sure you did.
To him, are you like?
Listen,
come on now.
Derek, what is up with Cinema Attack, man? How you just gonna drop the ball like that, homie? What's going on here?
Derek, when you messaged me this morning, I thought you were about to ask me to be on Cinema Attack. And while I 100% will do guest spots. I won't. I only am doing my 2 main podcasts, and that's it. I can't take on a third. That's too much. I don't want to end up like JP.
You took on a third.
No, because Horror Pack is once a month, and it's coming out under the Kill the Cast and Netflix and Chill banner. So to me, it's literally just another Kill the Cast show.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
We know it wasn't you, Derek. But damn.
Listen, this is what you get, Derek, for not letting me guess right away. That's why I went under, man. I'm telling you. You better get on KFC, Jerry. Get me on there before that happens to you.
Well, JP, I want you on KFC. It's just if you have time to do KFC.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Man, see, fuck Horror Block. I thought that shit was lame, dude. I hate fucking toys and fucking knick-knack. I don't need that shit everywhere. Like, I got
Funko
too much
Pops,
clutter. No.
Send JP Funko Pops. He'll take any Funko Pop made.
Listen, I like free shit. Do not send me Funko Pops. This is my Funko Pop, and this is the only Funko Pop I will ever have.
You're telling me if I sent you my Jason from Friday the 13th Part 5 Funko Pop, you wouldn't accept that?
I probably would.
Exactly.
I love Jason, though. It's Jason.
But I think Neil from NFW will kill me if I send that to anyone. He wants that in the fucking Mummy Blu-ray so much.
The Mummy Blu-ray?
I have the Mummy Legacy Collection Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
I have one I'm going to give away.
Mummy isn't even good, dog.
What?
The first one is. The other ones aren't.
They're okay. They're not as good as the fucking... I like the Hammer Mummy movies a lot.
Do you watch Rick and Morty? No. Sim Attack is coming back. I was telling Jerry earlier, Derek, I think you should just fucking axe Cinema Attack, rebrand, and start over, man. And I think you lose. I think you lose too much when you lose 2 hosts and an editor. Like, it just feels like it's Cinema Attack was more than just, you. Like, it was such a. There was such a more, like, it's like 60, what is it? 60, how much, what 60 something percent?
Well, just break it
if you
break it into 25%, 25% each host, and then 25% editing production.
Yeah. So you got 25% of Cinema Attack left.
I think you keep it just because you've already built something, keep going, see if it works.
My only fear with that, dude, is like if Moods left 22 shots, let's say Moods and Jeremy left 22 shots. Like, I would never keep 22
that would
shots
be weird. It would get worse and improve at the same time.
Yeah, that's a kind of a fucking mind blow type conundrum. But because it's like, I feel like that it's not that show anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so I would call it something else. Like, I would have to, like, and I wouldn't want, listen, if Jeremy and Moods both left 22 shots and I tried to continue on, everybody would just say, or at least think, to compare it to the old shit. Yeah,
100%.
At least if you rebrand, you can still have the same format, but rebranding, like, you don't, especially 2 new podcasters, like, you're pulling in Dubby and you're pulling in. I don't know if you announced who the second person is, but like
he should call it Cinema Attack 2, and then
yes!
and
yeah,
the
that
second
would be
coming.
great.
You need to fuck that. This is what you need. You need to call it Cinema Attack 2, because no one out there has a podcast that is a sequel. You need to jump on that. That is brilliant, and you can have that. There you go.
Listen, this is what happens when you get me and Jerry in a room. We just fucking spark great ideas. Pay us. Now.
Y'all don't even know the conversations JP and I. Me and JP had one night, got on Skype, and we were just going to talk for like an hour, and we ended up talking for like 3-4 hours. The ideas that came out of that were fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Horror Pack came out of that.
Yeah, Horror Pack came out of that. Me picking Carly came out of that. Fucking, there were some other things that haven't came out yet, so we won't say anything there. But like, me and JP are idea guys. We will come up with some fucking ideas.
Noah asks, "Can I be in Fucker Hall?"
You gotta ask Jeremy.
Yeah, I'll send you Swamp Thing Funko Pop, dude. Fuck Swamp Thing. That movie sucks. It doesn't matter who puts in the most work on the podcast. There is a dynamic to the cohesion of the host. Even replacing one person takes time to get the groove of the show back. I agree. Andy is taking dates for guest spots on any podcast. You're welcome to come back on, Andy. I tell you that all the time.
Hey, I'm looking for people who want to do creature feature commentaries. Go check out the one we did for Python if that sounds like something you want to do.
When is Hatchet 4 coming out? I'm going to see it on the 9th, I believe.
I'm going to see it the last weekend of October because Adam Green will be at the convention and he's doing a thing. And I'm VIP, awesome, so man. I get to see it for free anyway. I was debating. Did you see the thing where he's doing for like $60, you get like a 30-minute early thing with him?
No, I didn't. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
It's like $60 per. I was debating on doing it, but I'd have to do it for me and Reese, and that's $120. And at that point, it's like, wait, I don't want to do that.
$30?
60. Oh, it's okay. $60 a person, which I was like, that's fucking high. Yeah, but here's the thing, I might luck out because Kane Hodder is going to be here and is going to do it with him. So at that point, it's kind of like it'd be him and Kane Hodder. But still, $120 is.
Can I start 22 shots of moods in Horror 5? Sure, go for it. There was a while ago where when we first started, there was a couple guys who were like really big listeners. W was one of them, I believe. And the other one was like Austin and Adrian. And I was telling them that they should start their own podcast called 22 Shots After Dark because they were like, so into it and stuff. But
you know what I really want to do to a podcast? I want to do like a Facebook live video where I'm listening to the podcast. Everyone can hear the podcast and I react to it live, almost like doing a live Twitter feed on something.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I want to do that, and I just never have.
Yeah. I hope y'all continue 22 Shots of Moods in Horror for at least 5 more years. Hey, man, I think like you could compare me to Dave Z. Like, I might take breaks every once in a while if, like, life gets in the way. But I don't ever have a plan to stop, really. I really love it. So it's kind of, I've been doing it for 4 years and only considered quitting once. So
was it when Jeremy came back?
Nah, man, it was I think it was around when Jeremy left. It was a little after Jeremy left, I believe. But yeah. Let's see. I hope I'll do one, Jerry. Some of the best conversations on podcasts are unplanned or the BS you do before and after recording. Lesson is hit record button as soon as you get on Skype. Hey, man, fair warning. If you ever Skype with me, I'm probably recording.
He's got a point, though. Like, I have a clip of me when I was recording with Skeleton Crew where I go off about my It Theater experience. And I want to put it out, but I've got to edit a few things out because of some things that were said, but it's fucking hilarious. And Derek, yes, I will gladly have you on for Creature Feature commentary. Like,
Edgar asked if he can be in a Hall of Homies. Dude, if you want to be in a Hall of Homies, all you got to do is either donate to the Patreon, which if you don't have money, that's cool because you can still get into the Hall of Homies by sharing, liking, supporting, reviewing us on iTunes, all that cool shit, because it helps, honestly. So that'll get you in the Hall of Homies. Gremlins 3. I guess that's going to happen. Maybe.
I don't know.
So how is my audition for 22 Shots and Kill the Cast going so far? Yeah, you're welcome to come on, man. Like we have kind of an open door policy, especially if you are a podcaster. Like if you've never podcasted, I at least need to talk to you a little bit to know that you can hold your own. But pretty much like podcasters are welcome on, you know.
I'm just waiting for the perfect episode. That's my thing. I'm waiting for them to do something.
That's the reason we haven't asked Watson to do it either. Because like I would want to do something cool with Watson, not just another episode.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like when you go on to someone else's show, you really want to bring like the best of yourself because if you suck, guess what? No one's gonna go listen to your show. You're gonna ruin their show, and it's fucking terrible. So. There was something that 22 Shots had planned that I wanted to do, but now I can't remember what it was because it was a while ago. They haven't done it yet. I need to go look and see what it is. It's probably some Asian shit.
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you remember that?
Do I have to have PayPal to pledge to Patreon? I actually don't know, Jerry. That would be a question for you.
No, you can actually set it to go through a credit or debit card.
All right. Derek says Boston Brandell was the best era of 22 Shots. Just saying, I had a lot of fun during that era, that little 11 episode arc there. You came through Italian month with us, started with the Ozploitation. It was good times. I enjoyed it. So I think that. So Derek, did you give any thought to me and Jerry's idea about rebranding? Or are you sticking?
I think he said something about Cinema Attack Reloaded, but I think you gotta put a 2 in. You gotta say Cinema Attack 2. And then a subtitle.
Yeah.
I don't know if Reloaded is a little I don't like Reloaded. You gotta do like let's see. Cinema Attack 2, The Mutation, Cinema Attack like you
Cinema Attack 2 when Cinema attacks back.
Okay, not that. Oh my god. Fucking jeez. Even if you just do Cinema Attack Part 2 or Cinema Attack 2 with a subtitle, you definitely need to like look at a bunch of sequels and see if anyone has a good line that would work for you. Because I think that would be hilarious.
I already have James making a new poster. Who's the fuck is James? Oh, James Cox.
Hey, he added me on Facebook the other day.
James is a cool dude, man. I like that guy.
He probably has not heard my show, and that's why he added me.
It's so weird, like how people come in. You know what I mean? Like a couple. I don't even know when I even met Jerry, but a while back, I didn't even know Jerry, and he was nowhere in our presence.
Yeah. Okay. So how I entered Horophilia, I was looking for. We were already doing Kill the Cast, and I wanted to get better, so I started looking for more horror fucking podcasts, so I could see what they were doing that I liked and what they were doing that I didn't like.
Smart man.
And I ended up listening to an episode of Skeleton Crew when it was Alex, Dave, and Jamie. I think it was their Phantasm show because we had just released our Phantasm show.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy shit, I got to check this out. And I started talking to Dave, and he started telling me, I think he's the one that told me to go listen to 22 Shots. And I listened to him. I listened to Banana Laser. I listened to a few other shows on the network. And from that, I decided, well, these are the people I need to be talking. I need to be rubbing elbows with these cats. Mm-hmm. So I joined groups, and I have a thing where I do not promote my show until I've listened to your show and I have posted in your group things that do not involve my show. Mm-hmm. To me, it's a respect thing. I think you're an asshole if you show up in a group just to spam your own shit and you never interact. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I can't
I
stand it.
definitely don't do that shit. Like I try to only post in the groups that I at least frequent.
Yeah, it's just it's a respect thing. Plus, I feel like if people know you in the group, if you're a name before you post your stuff, they're gonna check out your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I agree with that.
That was the thing. So I started talking, and then you and I started talking more when Married with Children started, because Alex hit me up and he was like, "I found our third person. It's gonna be JP." Then he hit me back and was like, "Oh, apparently JP just wanted to like drop like voicemails for us, but I convinced him to be on anyway."
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Dope."
What,
and then
when you guys recording next?
Tuesday. We do episode 6 and 7 Tuesday, I think. Or yeah, I think actually I was supposed to
record 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We actually need you though, because that episode with the big controversy is episode coming up, and Alex wants to do a special on it about the chicks like trying to do a lawsuit and shit. And I was supposed to message you today, and I was just too hectic at work.
If you guys could like somehow just do one episode in October, like not one period, but I mean like one a week instead of the 2 that we do, I would probably be able to make them.
Okay,
but
I'll tell.
I just don't have the time to record, because our recordings have gotten to be like 3-4 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we want you back as soon as you can, but we also know like we're not gonna push you to come back when we know you have a bunch of shit going on and all that.
Yeah.
So, but we also don't want to stop the show and don't want to miss any episodes.
No, I'm actually surprised you guys decided to do it with just YouTube, but that's cool.
Here's the thing: who can replace you? You have you have a certain view on the show as the person who's never seen it.
Yeah,
it's hard to replace that. Plus, your chemistry with us is just so good. You throw someone else in there, and it might not work. And basically, Dan Chase was supposed to come on. He didn't show up on time, so we pushed it back. And then that same day, Alex lost power. And then me and Alex were just like, okay, you know what? By ourselves. We're gonna do this by ourselves. It's the only thing that makes sense. And that's what we're doing.
Gotcha. Cinema Attack was so new, no rebranding needed. Just explain the situation to open up the return episode and you'll be golden. Unless Dubby and Matt suck, in which case then everybody's gonna be like, Cinema Attack sucks now.
Now we know who the third person is.
They said up there, that's why I said it.
Oh, did they? So wait, which Matt is it?
Cantor, I assume. Which Matt doesn't suck because, and Dubby's fucking cool as hell, so Dubby can't suck either. I was just thinking around.
I've supported. I'll support pretty much anything Derek does. So he does it, I'll support it.
I just feel like it's gonna be a blow fest, though.
Hey, as long as they're blowing me, who cares?
Because I know that Dubby probably won't want to be controversial because he's so new, and Matt loves every fucking thing. And Derek does too. He's 10 out of 10 Derek, of course.
He is 10 out of 10 Derek. I wanted to get a nickname, but I keep getting called a Horophilia Horror, Podcast Horror.
I call you Jerry with an I all the time.
You call me Jerry with an I?
Yeah.
What the?
You never noticed that?
No. What do you?
When I type your name, I always type Jerry without the Y. Not always, but most of the time. Yeah.
What the shit?
Mike, he said that you don't have to use PayPal.
I thought you didn't have to use PayPal. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure you don't. I mean, I did mine with PayPal, but that's because I do everything online with PayPal's. Because when
why do you not have PayPal? I've had PayPal since like 2004.
Yeah, for real.
And Edgar just says all you need is a credit debit card.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer. Oh, dude, me and Jerry started some shit in Horophilia host page.
Oh man. Oh yeah, there's a there's a secret Facebook group for all like the hosts to kind of get together and work shit. And y'all remember when JP said some shit about the podcast blitz on not the last episode, it was the It episode, right? Yeah. And I went in there to say, you know what, I agree with him. Fuck you, Austin. I'm not answering that fucking question. Go fuck yourself. that is a jerk thing to do. But we went into there to fucking do I just went in there to say I agree with Jeremy, because y'all know Horrorphilia puts out a top 10. I don't know if listeners look at that, but to like me and JP, it's really important. We want to see where we stand, especially for me, because I'm still new on Horrorphilia. I'm still like scratching that surface. I'm trying to get fucking there. I want to be up there when you talk about great horror podcasts, when you say Skeleton Crew, when you say 22 Shots, when you say Exploding Heads, I want you to say Kill the Cast. That's what I want. And I'm hungry for that shit. And it kind of fucks up the real top 10 when the Blitz comes out, because the Blitz is great. It shows promotion. That's great. But
which I've always said
we're all about. The issue is you have a lot of people that have auto download turned on. So when it goes
double downloads.
Yeah. So when it goes to 22 Shots and that person has auto download on, whether they listen to that show or not, it gets downloaded, counts as a number. Goes to Exploding Heads, counts as a number. Goes to Cinematech, counts as a number. And that inflates that number like crazy. And I just don't think they should be in the top 10, because the top 10 you earn. You earn that top 10 by either fucking having a fan base or having someone from a fan base come on and do a show with you. Because there's cross promotion also. If I do a show with I did a show, Best of the 2000s, with JP and Dave. That show went on 22 Shots. And
I consider that like a crossover show to me.
Yes.
Like I consider that like part of my legacy.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. If you see that JP is guesting on someone's show, 9 out of 10 times people are going to go listen to that show. That's why I count it. Otherwise my whole interviewing podcast people is a fucking stupid idea. And so I count those. Like, and I'm a smaller show on the network. I've been in the top 10 only on the backs of other people. My interview with JP, my interview with Dave Z, and my Best of the 2000s with JP and Dave Z. Those made top 10s because of them. I don't count my personal true top 10 until I make it on the top 10 with no guests, no features. I'm trying to J. Cole this shit. Okay? I don't know how many people actually got that reference, but still. And well, that started a lot of shit. You had people who don't care about the numbers. They do it for fun. And that's great. We do it for fun too, but we care about our numbers.
One thing that I really hate about that statement right there is like, I do this shit for fun too. I've always done it for fun. I've done it before we hit the record button. But if nobody listens, I'm not going to put all the effort that I do into it. I'll still hang out with my friends. I'll still talk about horror with them. But why the fuck would I spend 2 hours on a thumbnail if nobody's listening to it? You know what I mean? That's why I hate the argument that like, oh, just do it for fun. And it's like, yeah, okay, I do it for fun. But why does it have to be either or? Why can't I do it for fun and for growth and popularity? Why do I only have to do it for fun or only do it for growth? It's like, if you do it for growth and popularity, then you don't do it for fun. It's like, no, that's not true. You can do it for both.
And it's like I said in that post, is some of us are hungry. We want to get bigger. We want to get better. I want to get invited to a horror convention because of my podcast. Okay. Yeah. Fuck all the bullshit. I think that's awesome. I would do this for fun. I do it for fun. This is my therapy. Doing a podcast is what helps me clear my head. It keeps me fucking on the straight and narrow, like, of my life. It gives me something to look forward to. If I don't have something creative going, I go fucking batshit. So it's my therapy, but that doesn't mean that I don't want people to get there. And there are people like me, JP, and Dave Z. We want our numbers to grow. We want us to get bigger. We want to fucking like be out there. And you can do it for fun, and that's all good. That's fucking great. There's no issues there. But I want to see that the work I'm putting in is appreciated. And to me, seeing numbers grow is appreciation.
Yeah, and like, for example, like our It Show did 2.2K in like 2 weeks on YouTube. Like, that is our fastest growing show ever. Like, that, to me, that means we're still growing. That means that and we was in a slump for a while, dude. We really were. And I like, I didn't get completely discouraged, but I was like bummed out that our shows weren't doing that high. But I kept my nose to the grindstone. I was like, well, let's try this. And for the most part, we are very formulaic, but we do try different things too. I like to see growth. I like to see my show do well. And I'm like with Jerry, like, I want to be the biggest horror podcast in history, right? Will that happen? Probably not, but I'm going to act like it's possible because that's the way I am. Like, that's how I want to do things. And, like, I know we have, like, and what Mike's saying in here, he says, I feel like a podcast is sort of a conversation starter between the hosts and the listeners. For me, the interaction from the listeners is the best. When people participate on the group page, the more listeners, the more potential for interaction.
Yeah.
Okay. I 100% agree with that. And I put my group page, the 22 shots, me, Moods, Jeremy's, and everybody else's in there's a group page, amongst, like, dude, I think that our group page is the best. Like, obviously I'm biased, but I think that our group page has the most regulars, the most interaction, like the most long threads, like it just, and this thing has been around since 2013 and it was huge then. Like, even when we only had 200 members, we still had just as much activity, like maybe a little bit less. Because I don't know, there's something, because we had a background coming into this. We had people who liked our content already when we did YouTube. So it definitely gave us a boost for sure. Like, Moods already had like 1,000 subscribers when we started the podcast. You know what I mean? And I had like 300 or something. But I love the interaction. Like, I go to some horror podcast groups. Like, for example, like, I love these guys. They're my homies. I think that they put out great content. But sometimes I go over to the Horrorcast group and I'll be talking to people, and the hosts are like nowhere to be found. Like, they'll drop by. Mark Nato will drop by every once in a while and stuff. But like, I don't see them talking that much. You know what I mean? And everybody has busy lives. That's cool. But I'm super active in my group. You know what I mean? Not as active as I should be lately, but like, Jeremy is ridiculously active. Like, I love when hosts are active with their listeners. I think that's hugely important. I really do.
Yeah. And I told Alex the other day when I was talking to him that one of the things I want to work on, and it's hard to do, but is to get the Kill the Cats Facebook group more active. But it's hard to do. There's no way to just make it more active. It has to happen naturally. And that's something that I'm trying to do. I post in there, shit like that. And I told him I want my page to be as poppin' as 22 shots. That's what I want. It's fucking true. And Austin just said, I hear you guys. I do my show for fun, but my goal for now is to get in the top 10 of the month. That would be huge, considering a year ago I wasn't part of any Facebook groups. And I'm fucking with you. I want to be in the top 10. I want people to say, fucking Jerry and Kill the Cast, that show's fucking awesome. I want those download numbers to add up. I fucking do. I want people to love me. Fucking love me. Damn it.
So, and that's another thing. Like, when I joined Horrorphilia, I knew the competition was stiff, dude. Like, I knew Skeleton Crew, Banana Laser. I knew that Dave's show was on there, or just starting. Like, I was like, okay, like, I know these are big shows, but I want to come in there and I want to make the top 10. I seen that there was a top 10. I was like, I want to make the top 10. That was my number one goal. I was like, I was like, what? I was like, let's get our feet settled and then let's go for the top 10. Because that means that meant something to me, just because it was like, I'm up there with these juggernaut shows. And like, you know, I think the first month that we were there, I think like the first month we were there, we made number 1. It was a big show for us. It was the top 10 of 2016.
Oh yeah, those shows get crazy.
And Skeleton, and to be fair, I don't think Skeleton Crew put out an episode that month either. But
yeah,
you know, and since then, every single one of our shows has made the top 10. I'm pretty sure every single main numbered episode of 22 Shots has made the top 10. And I'm proud of that. Like, I like that. And if one day one show doesn't make it, I'll be like, okay, you know, but I at least want it to be because other shows earned it. They knocked us off.
Yeah. It's like, as soon as I joined Horophilia, the first thing I said was, I'm coming for that top 10.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for the $20, homie. You're in the hall, homies. Welcome.
And okay, Mike, you have a good point. I brought this up the other day, actually. So Mike Marion says, guys, here's a question. Does Uber sharing links to our shows in every group hurt activity on our own group pages? For example, sometimes when people Uber share, I will respond to their post on a random page they share to because I'm at work in a rush, and it's most useful to post an answer on their specific page, though. Personally, I don't think the Uber sharing actually does anything. Most people already know the show's there. We just do it because it's fucking routine. I'd actually have even stopped doing it as much, and I spread it out through the day. Mm-hmm. So I share it into 5 groups in the morning. In the afternoon, I'll share it to another 5. And at night, I'll share it to another 5 to remind people, hey, Kill the Cast came out. But I don't think it hurts in the group page. And I think because I want to start doing that, like, when I go into 22 Shots, I see people responding to that podcast that they just put out. Someone saying, and I've posted in there where I'm saying stuff. Shit, I at work yesterday took a note for something that happened in the 22 Shots Texas Chainsaw Massacre podcast so that I could comment on it later. I stopped what I was doing to take a fucking note. That is what I want to get. I want someone to do that to me. I want someone to want to be in this conversation so much they stop what they're doing and they take a note so that they can respond to something later on when they have the time. Yeah. So I don't think I don't think the group sharing does fucking anything. Most people who, if they're going to listen to your show, they're not going to listen to it because you shared a link in a Facebook group. They're going to go, oh, that dude does a podcast and I've seen him post on this group. I'm going to listen to that. Or you're going to get shouted out by someone who does a podcast that they like and they go, oh, JP likes that person. I'm going to go listen. I think those mass posts, people just go, oh, it's spam and don't look.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that a lot, actually. And I really don't share that much. Like I'll do it every once in a while for like big episodes and stuff like that. My goal is, and honestly, that's why I do the thumbnails too, like try to make them look good, because like I think that a lot of people click on something that looks cool, right? And that's why, that's one of the tactics that I use. I think that the sharing is annoying to listeners. Like people who are legit, Andy just said it a second ago. He says, no disrespect to other people's podcasts, but like, I hate waking up in the morning and seeing a bunch of podcasts that I don't know in my feed. And that's not saying that he wouldn't like that podcast. He just doesn't know anything about it. So like, and the same thing goes with sharing, you know, in the Facebook groups. Like somebody had, like, I've seen, okay, here's a good example. Podcast Under the Stairs, right? I've seen Duncan post his show a million fucking times in everybody's groups, including my own. Never listened to it once. And then one day out of the blue, I was just like, he posted something that I was kind of interested in. He posted a top 10 of 1972. And I was like, hey, our next show is 1976. Let me see what this is about. And I checked it out, and I was like, oh, this dude makes good content. and
Oh yeah,
now
Duncan's
I'm a
fucking great.
listener. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So it definitely is one of those things where it might be ineffective most of the time, but every once in a while, somebody's gonna be filmed right that day. Somebody's gonna see something that catches their eye, and they're gonna check it out. Now, to me, the best form of exposure is when other podcasters share your show for you. If I take one of Jerry's shows and I put it in my group and I say, hey guys, check out my homie Jerry's show, I think it's good. But I feel like a lot of people don't want to do that because I think secretly deep down, a lot of people don't want to put attention on other people. I used to share Exploding Heads' show all the time before Dave would post it in our group. I used to be like, hey, check out my homie Dave's show. And I honestly wish we would all go back to that a little bit. I think that people really need to not just say, hey, check out my homie's stuff and drop it on a podcast. That's fine too. But we need to be willing to actually post our friends' shows in our groups, and do it that way. It comes better coming from the host, because then it gets the host seal of approval, and there's no dispute to it because they posted it. Somebody can post in their group and you can comment on it. Hey, everybody, check this out or whatever. But people can look at that like it's just being nice. But if I go and grab one of Jerry's shows and I post it in my group, like, that is a better seal of approval. And I think that as friends and coworkers, in a sense, I think that we need to start making a little bit more of an effort to push our homie shows.
yes, no, I completely agree. I don't know how many times I
posted one of Mike's shows in our group, like after he did, I think it was like after we did the trivia thing that we recorded, Mike, and it was on the Masters of Horror episode, and I was like, hey, check out Evil Episodes. They did the Masters of Horror too, or something like that. But like, that's just one example. But like, I try to do it from time to time. I've been slacking on it heavily though.
Yeah, I do it every once in a while where I post, guys, y'all should check this out. This was really fucking good. And you're right. That is the best way to do it, because anytime I get shouted out on another podcast out of nowhere, just randomly, or if, say, the podcast hosts are talking about a movie and they go, oh yeah, I really agree with what Jerry said on his show, Kill the Cast, about blah, 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 blah. Like, to me, that is better promotion. That's the best promotion I can get, because they listened, they remembered, and they go, Jerry was right. That's going to make people who go, fuck, yes, we need to do that. That's where it is. I think me and JP have a vision of what we think works for a podcast and where the network should go as for like moving forward, getting bigger and getting better. But I think it's just because JP and I are the kind of people who want to see it get better and see it do better.
And listen, one day Jason Lloyd can make a lot of money off of this shit, right? And I'm cool with that. Like, Jason's a good dude. He brought us on. He does a lot of work for free. So I'm trying to make him big one day. You know what I mean? Like, he could honestly monetize his website now and probably pull in some bucks, honestly. Like, but I think that growing the website and Horophilia as a brand, I like being part of that. And I try to push it hard, and Jerry's right. We both do have ideas and visions, and hell, all of them might not be right and all of them might not work, but our minds constantly are thinking about like how this could be better. And I think you're right too, Mike. I think that the Horophilia hosts do need to collaborate with each other more. Hell, I mean, I'm known for going with Dave and Brandon. Like, those are my dudes. Like, I'm good friends with them too. Like Dave and Brandon are both really good friends of mine. So but also I'm coming from a place where we didn't even have guests until like episode like 60 something. And we didn't really like having guests until Jeremy left. And then we kind of needed guests to balance out the duo into a trio. But I don't, my problem also is like, I don't know a lot of the Horophilia hosts. Like I know like Slice and Dice a little bit. I know you, Mike. I know Jerry and I know Alex and stuff, but Alex is one of those dudes where like I never feel like bothering him. Like I just feel like I don't feel like asking him to do extra shit. You know what I mean? Like I just don't I never want, because our show we do like, you know, and there's not a single episode in the past like 20-25 episodes where we've only covered one film. You know what I mean? So like I know that in the Skeleton Crew world they cover one per show usually. It just doesn't, I don't want to bug Alex into coming on and doing 7 films or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's marathon status for 22 shots. Like, you got to be ready to go. But I mean, I feel like a lot of horrophilias do collaborate with each other, but I feel like JP's right. It's almost in little niches. Because since I've been on the network, I have been on Slice and Dice twice. I've been on Skeleton Crew 3 or 4 times now. Shit, they still have an episode that hasn't come out yet that I'm on. I've been like, I do a lot of like stuff like with people. I have people on my show and I do theirs, but it is also hard to balance. You don't want guests on every single show you do. You can't. I got to a point where I was like, okay, the next 3 or 4 episodes, no guest, unless something happens. Like the Black Christmas show we did, that was not a planned show. It was Kenneth couldn't make a show, so we just did a show, and I asked Carly to jump on, and she could. But it does. I want to do a show with fucking Austin and Andrew. Like me and Andrew have talked about it. I just got to find something that lines up. And also I've got to make sure with my 2 fellow hosts that they're cool with people coming on, because everyone in Horophilia knows who I am. Some of them know who Kenneth is. No one knows who Jay is.
Well, that seems to be an ongoing theme. And I do want to comment on something Austin said. He said, yo, I remember a year ago when my bro texted me and was so damn excited because Moods liked one of his vids. LOL. You guys are a huge reason why we are really into horror and doing what we were doing. That's awesome, man. I love hearing stuff like that, dude. Because like I'm so passionate about this genre and podcasting, and I love to hear people. Like I'm one of the dudes that's like, I think horror is better when more people are talking about it. Like some people like it to be their little niche thing where they're like, it's like their thing, but like I'm the opposite. I want everybody to enjoy what I enjoy and see it how I see it and like it. You know what I mean? And same thing goes with podcasting. Like I always tell people are like, hey, I was thinking about doing a podcast. I'm like, do it. Just do it, man. Like I want people to do it. I don't care if it's like future competition or whatever. Like I want people doing it because it makes podcasting bigger and it makes the audience bigger, which is a good thing. But Alex is definitely, it seems like he is a busy dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And me and fucking JP, no, we work with Alex for Married with Children. No one does it like him. Like it's so weird when you record with Alex because it doesn't matter if you fuck up. He will edit it out. He will literally like just you don't even tell him for a retake. He just automatically rolls into it like it's fucking crazy. Working with Alex is crazy because the podcast you record is not the podcast that's going to come out.
It is weird. It is.
He
weird.
makes magic.
Like he just does it so seamlessly too. Like if he fucks up saying something, he'll just restart saying it. Like when on 22 shots, like we don't do that at all.
Yeah, no, recording with Alex on a show that he's going to edit is fucking crazy. Like I didn't even know, like the last Skeleton Crew episode that came out, the Black Cat, that was not how that was supposed to go. Like that was supposed to be on the episode that's coming out. It was supposed to be the Black Cat, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula as one huge show. And
does Alex know his last episode? He has it all planned out.
Yes, he has everything planned out. They have everything planned out, how they're doing it, how many episodes it will be, all of that. Like they have their shit planned out for like.
Well, it ends in October, right?
Yes, they have. It's 3 more shows, and 1 is already recorded, I think. I know so much shit like that goes on with fucking
I have a feeling
Skeleton
he's
Crew.
get all of, like anybody who's been involved with it on there for something.
Wait, what?
I said I have a feeling he's gonna have like everybody who's ever been involved with it on there or something, or have them say something. You don't have to
Maybe
say
they well, the problem is they ran out of time. There was like, it took us like 3 fucking tries to record the Black Cat review and the other 2 Universal Classics. It took us 3 times to record that because shit kept happening. Like, and I had to, like, I left a party one night early as fuck, left a party, went home to wake up at 7 only to find out we can't record because something happened.
Oh,
so
damn.
like it ruined my entire weekend. And then we tried again, didn't work. Then we had, like, the 3rd time was a charm. We got on there and fucking rocked it. So, I mean, that's the unspoken killer of podcast, is scheduling and life happening. Holy shit.
Yep.
I wasn't going to say Dan Chase.
I've always liked Dan Chase.
Oh, I love Dan Chase. I fucking record with Dan Chase way more than I fucking should. Like, he'll be like, come on to review it with me real quick. It's going to be on the Skeleton Crew. And then, like, the last minute, he's like, actually, can you do this, this, and this, and we'll make it a full episode? And then will you record it for me? And then can you also edit it for me? ask Mike Merriman. Mike Merriman will tell you. When you show up to do Cut to the Chase, do not expect it to stay, like, it's going to change up until the very last second you get on to record, and you have to record it and you have to edit.
I haven't listened to Cut to the Chase yet.
Depending on what episode the new one's really good. You get to hear us review it, and then I talk about all my fucking horror movies that I watched during October. You listen to Cut to the Chase to hear Dan Chase be Dan Chase. And I've been on fucking 4
Dan Chase
episodes.
has a serious accent. I really don't hear Derek's accent that much.
Yeah, dude, Dan Chase has so many fucking ideas for shows in his head. It's crazy. Like, I know like 10 shows he wants to do, mostly because I'm involved in like at least 7 or 8 of them. Like, he's like us with the ideas, but he is not as good at like realizing them like we are.
Yeah. I think that you mentioned earlier that not many people know who Jay is. You need to, and I've noticed this with a lot of shows. Like, there's always one guy who pushes it, and then the others are just there. Like, Dave is their pusher, Brandon and Christian are just there. You're the pusher, Jay and Kenneth are just there. I'm the pusher, Moods and Jeremy are just there. Though Moods has been stepping it up lately.
Well, here's the, you know what Watson's, one time I was talking to Watson on the phone, and he was like, hey, why do you do everything? Like, literally, no one does anything for the show but you. You record it, you edit it, you promote it, you schedule it, you fucking choose the movies. Why do you do everything? And it's just, and I was just like, because I'm the best for it. Out of the 3 of us, I'm the best.
Dude, I'm happy. You know what? This, for the first time, like episode like 105 or something, Moods took over the editing, and then I did another one, and then he did the next one, and he's been doing them since. And like, it's been like such a huge fucking like weight off my shoulders. Like, I edited like 100 episodes, and Moods has the time. Well, he doesn't really have the time, but it, like, when I was editing, doing show notes, doing thumbnail, like, dude, it was like a 5-hour process, dude.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just on the easy ones, you know? And like, for example, the amount of time it took to watch 8 Chainsaw films, do a 7-hour recording, and then if I had to edit it, and then show notes, and then thumbnail, like, you're looking at like a 24-hour entire process doing all that. And it definitely helps to kind of spread out the workload a little bit.
It does.
I definitely enjoy it, but it has to be organic. Like, you can't, it just worked out good finally.
Yeah. And I think part of me is like, I'm a little bit of a control freak. I want to know exactly what I'm doing, and when I'm doing it, I like to plan out shit. So for Kill the Cast, it just makes it easier for me to control everything. And they're fine with it because that means they just have to show up and fucking record and bring their opinions. Like, that's it. Kenneth does want to do editing, but he doesn't have a computer that's good enough for it. So when he gets a computer good enough for it, that he doesn't, just because he only uses his computer for porn. That's literally the only reason he has a computer.
You gotta have porn.
He's got to have porn. And then Jay could do the editing, but personally, I'd rather control the editing.
Mm-hmm.
I like to control everything.
There's other things that hosts can do that are easier, like just pushing the show, being active, talking about, responding to people, stuff like that.
They do respond to people in the Kill the Cast group. They just don't have a presence in other groups. That's the thing. And I can't, and it doesn't really matter.
Networking is good, man. Networking is definitely good.
Yeah, like, I do all the networking.
Like, I try to, like, I don't even know Jay that well, but I'll comment on his, I've friend requested him. I'll comment on his stuff and shit like that. Just because I like to, once, like, especially after I record with someone, I like to build, like, a further relationship with them, you know?
My food is here.
What'd you order?
I didn't order shit. Reese had to go out for a birthday party, and they went to Hooters, and I was like, bring me Hooters before you go out to the gay bar. So I got fucking Hooters before she goes out to the gay bar. Say hi to everyone, Reese.
Hi, everyone.
She's about to go pick up some lesbians.
So everybody got their food, and I didn't. My food is actually with yours because that's the only time I got it.
Really?
Yeah, so I got it for free.
Oh, that's fucked up. Well, at least you got it for free.
Yeah.
High five on that. Free fucking food.
Free food tastes best.
Yeah. All right. Go.
I'm gonna go have fun with the lesbians.
Go shake your ass. Love you. Kat wants to go with you.
I know.
Hell yeah. Food is here. I haven't eaten since I got home from work.
My favorite porn is like ones that make me laugh.
I watch like almost all, like, mostly amateur shit, and I want as many people involved as possible.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Yeah, Derek did do our show notes once. I was swamped.
I don't do show notes at all.
I think like our show requires them because it's so many people come for different stuff. Like, some people like the news, some people like what we watched.
Your main review of the show is literally like 1/6 of the show.
Yeah.
That's like, and for us, we typically only review one movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really need show notes for that.
Yep, it's true.
This is so, Jesus Christ, Cat.
I'm hungry. You made me hungry. Thanks, Dick.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I'm down with everything. I don't know. I'm probably gonna end this now. I'm tired. I gotta work tomorrow. I was only gonna come on for an hour, but that never works with Jerry.
That's true. Hey, if it makes Kenneth's actually like 30 minutes away from me, I get to see him in the morning.
What
only
time
like
is it where you guys are? It's 11:42 here.
10:42 for me.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, if you're doing a podcast with someone who's on a different fucking time zone, do yourself a favor. Always tell them when you're talking to them, give them the times of their time zone. That way you can guarantee they will be there.
And except for when I make the 22 shots guys use my time zone because it happens first. Like, if they try to say some shit in their time zone, I'm like, yo, chill with that. I let my bro be the pusher for our show. He does the editing. He's the main host, mainly because he's more knowledgeable and our show is known for having outlandish opinions. It's mostly him. Sounds fair. Oh my God, looking for hilarious porn. Check out Gay Brothers. It's not as bad as it sounds. I will not do that. JP, Delby contact you too, since he's going to learn editing also. Okay, I will give my opinions on that. I always tell people both time zones. Yeah, if I'm talking to a guest, I always say, you know, their time, or at least put Eastern Standard Time next to what I say. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get off here now. Jerry, thank you for joining me. This was fun. Always have fun with Jerry. Thanks for everybody for checking it out, especially like Mike. Glad you can bring up some cool stuff to talk about. Derek, Andy, fucking Edgar was here for a while. Noah, thanks for stopping by. Everybody else too. You guys are the shit. See you guys next time. We might be doing another one tomorrow with Moods and Jeremy. At least those two might be doing it if I can't make it. But yeah, thank you guys for support. We always appreciate it. And later.